Last we left you guys, you had managed to vacate the manor and make your way closer to Oceana. And as you got a little closer to the city itself, it was getting a little closer to dark. You decided to take Ember's advice and search for an encampment that might be outside where you could find some free lodging. You managed to do so, and a couple of people wanted to find some entertainment. Decided to see if there were some fisticuffs you could get into. The fight went a little sideways when everybody from both ends decided to jump in, and ultimately ended up in Tali finding a new roommate for the night. And while everybody was asleep, one of your team members decided to sneak out and investigate a tent that you were told was probably something you should stay clear of. Inside, Hederick found a old croon who offered up a couple of things in return for letting her free, which he took her up on, and early in the morning after you all woke, he said
Jesus.
You found that basically the entire encampment had been slaughtered once Ember made his way back into camp for the morning. And last we left off, Ember was able to drag John over to the river and revive him, and was beginning to question him. And I believe John's last words were, "Which one of you let her free?"
I think, if I recall, he used his magic to try and force one of us to talk. I was like, dang it wasn't you. Moved on to the...
That was Ember.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
For sure I thought it was Fezzik. He was very convinced. But...
Wow, just because he's a tiefling.
Fezzik denied
Racism.
it. I think it was more or less because of Fezzik's flaunting of cheating.
Hey, yeah, we might have had some disagreements, but I'm no murderer.
Just straight up flaunted
So you
it.
say.
It was like, stop me if you can. But no, oddly enough, it was not Fezzik. Even the magic itself could not force a confession out of him. But yeah, so as Ember has John down on the bank, and he asks him, he says, do you remember anything? Do you remember what happened? And John's like, the woman, she got free. I don't know who did it. I don't know what happened. She must have killed everybody. And Ember's like, are you sure? You have zero idea who did it? He's like, no, I don't. Ember begins to cast something with his hand, and he clenches his fist. And as he does, a small spark up above, guess it would be above Floats' head, just snaps out of existence. And as soon as that happens, Ember grabs John and drags him into the water and drowns him.
Jesus Christ.
Ember, what the hell are you doing? What the fuck? Can I go stop him?
You can try. Roll me an insight check to see if you get the hint of what he's about to do.
Okay.
With a 7, maybe he's gonna go wash his wounds off. Who knows?
Yeah, no, what the hell? Oh, I don't know.
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
I see. I don't understand.
I'll give it a shot. Why not?
Have a nice bath in the river, I guess.
Go for it.
Nah.
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on, I want to try to Inside check. It's a 10.
Nobody has an idea.
Yeah.
You know, Esther is just giving him a good bath. He's just washing his
So
face.
after Ember finishes snuffing the life out of John, he goes back out onto the bank.
Hey, where the fuck is John? Where did he go?
Can we literally see him stay under there for too long, though?
Maybe.
Hey, Ember, where'd John go? We just brought him back to life. Did he already leave?
Yeah, John's taking a nap. Listen, you've got 10 minutes, okay? You have 10 minutes to clean this shit up. Take whatever you want. I'm gonna go try to fix this. As soon as you're done here, make sure you move up to where you're supposed to be. Go to my uncle's shop. Ask for Ben Dabbler.
I'm gonna turn to everybody and just be like, well, you heard him. We got 10 minutes to get everything packed, get horses hitched. They're not going to need any of this stuff. We could use it. And then I'm going to start heading into the camp. Make it look like I'm seeing what's around, getting people out of tents, breaking stuff down. I'm going to pull out my unseen servant and mage hand to help.
Sweet. And yeah, with that, Ember's not going to say another word.
Search the place that came from.
Alright, so who's doing what?
Did we have a map up?
I will.
Oh.
Or did you?
Oh,
yeah.
Yep, let me get you guys to the map. Boop. So yeah, and I don't believe I said last session, but basically for each of these carts there's a horse, and they're somewhere off over here, just kind of off the map.
I'm gonna go take a look at this the tent that we weren't supposed to go into.
Okay.
I'm just gonna attempt to enter it.
And as you attempt to go in, your head bounces off an invisible wall.
What the hell? Can I try to determine what the nature of this wall is? Perhaps have some sort of deduction?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
With a 13, you can definitely tell the barrier is magical, and you've heard about cells that have been used to kind of hide prisoners in plain sight. It's meant to look like a regular tent. You're not quite sure how they work, but you know that there's some way to get in that's magical also in nature.
Now, seeing as there was only really one blatantly magical user among this caravan, would I be able to recall which tent he went into last night?
I want to say, did you guys roll me a perception check? I can't remember if you guys went to bed before they did or after.
It's an 8.
With an 8, no, you know he's somewhere in the encampment, and he's probably on the left side, but you're not sure where exactly.
And this is accurate, right? There's only like maybe 4 or so tents over here.
Yeah, you got about another 3 tents. You've got 4 carts. Well, yeah. So you're looking at 2 carts and 3 tents.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start entering the tents and methodically, looking for that magical individual.
Hatterick, go ahead.
I think his name was Ben.
Roll me a stealth check. And Night Piercer, go ahead and roll me a perception check again. Yeah. Yeah, I'll say with that big of a difference that eventually you do find the tent that Ben was staying in, and as you make your way inside, you find Ben. And you find somebody else in there with him.
All right.
And would you like to investigate the area?
Yeah, I'd like to investigate two things, I guess: cause of death, as well as any belongings on them that I think might be a clue as to how we can get into this tent. If I don't notice Haderach, I suppose I couldn't be asking him.
So, cause of death, roll me a medicine check, and for anything else, just a regular investigation.
Very well.
14. So with a 14, you can tell that basically it's not... There doesn't appear to be many physical wounds. It's almost as if their bodies were decaying from the inside out. And then with a 16 on the investigation... Let me see what I put these guys at. Yeah, roll me 2d6.
Okay.
So you find about 7 gold on this one. Ben, however, doesn't really appear to have anything on him other than the hammer that he had presented Fezzik earlier last night.
Nothing, for instance, around his neck?
No, he has nothing on him.
Alright. Then that will conclude Rain's little investigation.
Alright.
I'm investigating this tent where I'm at.
Alright. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Son of a bitch. We do all that now. I'm mumbling to myself, sorry, all my notes apparently got deleted somehow, so I have to retype everything and remember.
Okay, with a 13... Yeah, go ahead and just roll me a d20. So 15. Let's see. I believe it's actually wicked.
Did I find a bag of beans?
No beans. Alright. Let's see.
Sorry, I don't know if you could hear me at all because my thing was just lighting like a first.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, Floats, as you're going through, you find a pouch that has 17 gemstones in it, each worth 50 gold pieces.
Holy shit.
And
Wow.
the funny thing is as you were searching, as you were going through everything, you originally basically get the feeling that this is just the mess tent. It's kind of a makeshift storage room, almost like a pantry. And as you're going through, you happen to kick one of the boxes that has a bunch of rice in it, and as it falls over, this gem bag comes falling out and spills on the ground.
I will keep them.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna start packing up the tent and all like the food and stuff into the wagon closest next to me.
Okay. Into this.
Because I know Haderach's gonna really like that. I know he really enjoys cooking.
Okay. That's everybody. Tali, you said you were going to go in and investigate this guy's body?
Investigate the thing. I mean, I was the last person to see him alive anyway.
Okay. So what do you want to glean? Are you trying to figure out cause of death? Are you just trying to loot the body? Or are you just looking through the...
I'll loot the... I'm not going to loot the body. I'm going to... Well, I mean, I will, but I'm going to look for any sort of family emblems, heirlooms, stuff like that.
Okay.
See what I can spy from. So I guess investigation, which I'm not good at.
Alright.
Oh, apparently I am today. 18.
Nice. Alright, with an 18...
I have a -1.
Roll me a d20.
Okay. $11.
11. Alright, as you are going through this guy's belongings and kind of rifling through what's inside the cart, you also find a sack of 100 electrum pieces that are stamped with the Capitals symbol on it, the Capitals emblem.
So 100 electrum, okay. Let's see, is that the one on the far left? Let me see. No, EP, electrum. Here it is.
Yep.
Alright. Anything else in there, I guess?
No, other than that, basically that you get the gist that his effects, him being basically a brawler, I mean, he has on I believe he was wearing chainmail. So he's got on some simple chainmail, nothing fancy, doesn't have any weapons, and it seems like that sack that he had inside of his personal cart was his own little personal stash that he had kept in there.
Okay. And nothing that looks like it's a personal, thing he really cared about or anything of the sort?
No effects, nothing like that.
I'm going to drag the body out.
Okay. And what are you doing with the body?
I'm going to take it to about, say, here, and start digging a hole.
Okay. And Fezzik, what are you doing?
Physical search this cart that he's right next to for anything useful.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check. 15. Alright, roll me a d20.
Alrighty. A nice 9.
A 9. You don't really find a whole lot. Let's see. You find about 16 gold between these two people that are inside the cart, but other than that, no effects, just some simple bedding. Again, wearing simple leather armor. I believe each one of them has a couple daggers on them, but other than that, nothing.
Oh wow, 16 gold. I bet no one else found something this good. I'm so lucky.
Okay, so we got Hedrick, Nightpiercer, Fezzik, Tali, Floats, and I would say as you guys are starting to get all of your, get all this stuff rounded up and together up the path, headed in towards town, comes Panda. Or Kara, I should say.
Oh, hey.
So Kara, as you begin to walk up the path, the first thing you notice
do I see
is
all the dead people?
Well, you see this guy that is slumped by the cart. He almost looks like he could be sleeping. Maybe he's drunk, maybe he fell asleep on watch. Same with this guy. He's kind of passed out in the bushes.
Oh boy, can investigate to see if they're dead.
Sure, roll
Yes.
me a medicine check. Which one are you
Oh.
checking? Are you checking this one?
The closest one.
Yeah, as you get up to him, he's dead. He's not breathing.
That doesn't look good. I try to sneak in to see a little bit more.
Okay, and I'd say as you get right about there, you would notice either Fezzik about to go in or just coming out of the cart that's there.
Oh my god, you're a bunch of murderers.
You probably would have even seen Tali starting to dig a hole and dragging a body behind her.
I have major questions about whatever happened. Well, since I saw Fezzik first, I'm gonna come back from behind him. Try not to be too stealthy, so that he doesn't murder me like they murdered everyone. And I'm just gonna tap on his shoulder and say, Fezzik?
Oh,
hello.
Oh, hey, Gar. Oh, you caught up with us. Oh, we did. This is not what it looks like. We didn't. This is not our fault. We think. We didn't kill anybody. I don't think we.
Where did Ember go?
He said that we have 10 minutes to leave, and then he just kind of took off. So I'm guessing he's getting some backup, and we probably don't want to be around here when that happens.
Okay.
And probably
Do we need help?
Don't leave your fingerprints on anything.
Oh.
Yeah, not that we did anything, but just in case.
CSI Teren Uscat's gonna find you.
we got a lot to explain.
Who are those people, Fezzik?
They were a caravan, and we stopped here for the night before we went to see Ember's uncle. Got a little bit rowdy the other day, but not violent rowdy. And then we went to bed, and we woke up, and everyone seems to have their soul sucked out of their body or some shit. And we don't really know why. Something, maybe a prisoner got out or something freaky, but it's not our fault. We can assure that. At least I can.
Roll me
At this point,
a deception or persuasion check, whether you feel like you're actually telling the truth, or you...
I feel like this persuasion. I don't think it's an outright lie. I'm not personally responsible.
There, I'll let you choose.
Okay, I'll say I have a better deception than persuasion, but I feel like this is persuasion.
I'll leave that up
That's
to you.
13.
And Kara, if you want to roll an insight check against that, you can, or just take it at face value. Your call. He seems to be...
Kara does not care. Kara just decides to take whatever happens. Did Ember say whether we need to catch the prisoner?
No, we don't even know. That's kind of just a theory, because he brought a guy back to life. Speaking of which, I don't know where that guy went, but he said that did you guys let her out or something? They had something mysterious in the tent. So it sounds like that might have been related, but no, Ember didn't tell us to go after whoever it was, if that even is what happened.
Oh well.
Yeah, I agree. Oh well.
Whatever happens. Oh, hi, Rain.
Oh, hey, Car. Looks like you've made your way here. Sorry about the scene. As for the soul suckery, it looks like the bodies have been decayed from the inside. I do think, though, that just leaving them here probably wouldn't be a very pleasant find for whoever comes here next. Maybe we should dispose of them. There does happen to be a body of water right over yonder.
I think that's the opposite. Ember told us just to get out of here. I think he went to go get some help or backup, and I think we need to not mess with this potential crime scene.
He did tell us to clean up, though, didn't he?
I think you bet clean up in a very literal way and not a metaphorical clean up the bodies way.
Oh.
I mean, if you want to do it, that's fine, but I'm just saying I don't want to tamper with the crime scene more than I already have.
No, I must have misunderstood then. mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I think you're right, Fezzik. I agree.
Oh, I just wait. There's a camera on us at all times. That's probably where Ember went. He probably went to go check the footage.
Well, I'm sure the footage will absolve us, if anything.
Yeah,
So,
surely.
Let's have Fezzik, Hatterick. Well, let's say since Fezzik and Nightpiercer are having this conversation, roll me an Arcana check. Both of you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both of you. So from what Ember had described as the orb that followed you guys around, and the waving of his hand, and the fact that there was a spark of magic, you're guessing by the 10-minute window that he gave you, that means there's a 10-minute window of the camera not being on you. Basically, he dispelled that scrying eye that's following you guys around.
So
Wait, we can run away?
If he got rid of that camera, maybe we should get rid of the bodies then?
Can I do a retroactive insight check on when Ember said you guys should clean up?
Yeah, go
Okay. It's an 11.
I mean, if it's...
Potato, he basically told you have 10 minutes. You can take that as you will, kind of between you and Fezzik's discussion. You know, it's maybe one way, maybe the other, but Ember almost made it sound like that getting out of there was probably precedent over everything else.
And at this point, also, Rain will cast message at Fezzik and say, "You know I wouldn't rat on you. This really wasn't you, right?"
No, I swear to God it wasn't.
Alright, I think I have a hunch as to who it could have been.
Can I insight to see if I noticed Ring?
That's true, we are just kind of staring at each other and pointing at each other on indications.
Even with just your passive perception, I would say that you can see him casting something, and then his lips move, and then you're standing right next to Fezzik, and you hear him say, "I swear to God, I didn't do it." So...
And we're subtle. That was a mind message, because I can reply to that, but yeah, I still have to whisper it.
Yeah.
We're subtly pointing at each other with finger guns at our hips.
It's just a bro
I can
thing.
see you.
Yes,
Out loud,
Karan,
Fezzik says,
fortunately-
well, anyway, we should probably just hurry up and get going. I think that the time has come to continue with our regularly scheduled mission.
Unfortunately, I can't cast this at two people at once. Car, if you'd really like to know what we were talking about, I was saying it was such a shame that we can't eat this breakfast that I've prepared for the first time alongside Hatterick. Speaking of Hatterick, where is he?
Shame, you were actually starting to pick up some stuff too.
While this is going on, I'm gonna head over.
Oh my God, that's like the most truthful story I've ever heard. But why would you send a message like this?
Because
I
it was supposed to be a
romance.
surprise.
They take it, Hatterick, you're headed over there to floats.
Yeah, I was gonna head over the floats, help him unload that tent, break it down into the nearest cart.
Now, are you taking this tent, or are you taking this tent?
Well, I was gonna, because he had got to start on this tent while I was over here.
Okay.
Over there. So I was gonna help him finish unloading that tent, and then turn to him and ask him to help me start breaking down this one to put into the cart as well.
Okay. Yeah, I would say with the contents of this tent, plus actually breaking down and moving that tent, you're probably going to have to take 2 carts total.
Okay, I got 2 right here.
Yeah. Now, is anybody removing the dead bodies from them?
This was the sex tent, right? Just want to make sure this was.
I mean, we have literally 10 minutes. We don't have much time.
That was the sex guy.
Well, we'll remove the bodies.
Well, you don't know that's what it was, but that is it.
I just want to make. I just was making sure I was remembering which cart was which.
Yeah, this was the rockin' cart. and these two were just dead folk carts.
If that card has sentimental value to you, feel free to take it.
By the way, can we see what Tally's doing right now?
From that far away, you'd have to roll me a perception check, but I would say if you did a little looking around, you could probably find Tolly. I'm assuming, Tolly, you're probably just digging in the ground with your hands.
I mean, I was gonna go a bit further down so I could have a better area to myself. But I can't really go anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it would be further down that way.
Well, because you got 10 minutes, so how far are you planning on dragging it?
About 100 or so feet from camp.
Okay.
I mean, I'm very strong, so
Yeah.
my drag. Let me check. My drag weight is 540 pounds.
Yeah. And I mean, he's a big guy, but he probably weighs 280, somewhere around there. So yeah, you can drag him.
Then I could almost just lift him over my shoulder at that way. Then.
For sure. So yeah, if that's, like I said, Fezzik, if you took some time to go looking around for Tali, you could find her. But if you don't want to waste that time, then
Yeah, I'll go looking for her because we gotta get everyone get going soon. So.
all right. So yeah, I got Hederick and Floats. They're both getting the contents out of the tent and then breaking down this tent. And you said,
Yes.
Hederick, you're also using your unseen servant as well.
Yeah, to help.
Okay.
Help just move things back and forth. Simple
so I
stuff.
would say, yeah, even just with the three of you, or your unseen servant as well, loading and breaking down, I would say you could get all of that done within the 10-minute time span he gave you.
Okay.
So that'll probably take the rest of y'all's time. What else is everybody doing? Tali, you said you're gonna bury him, kind of a ways from camp.
Just burying him.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I walk up to Tali doing this?
Yeah.
Hey,
I just will.
Tali, what's going on?
I'm burying him. What does it look like I'm doing?
Did you like him?
He was a warrior. He deserves to be at least put in the ground.
Can I start helping Tali?
Roll me just a generic. Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
17. Okay. You could tell that this guy. So from the looks of all the other bodies, like you had said before, it almost looks like their soul had been sucked out of them. This guy doesn't appear to be the same.
I killed him.
Can I roll a medicine check to just?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, roll me a medicine check. Even with a 9, you're not quite sure the cause of death, but it is definitely more natural than the rest of them.
I'm sure he went out how he wanted to.
Can I do the medicine check to see how he died?
Sure.
Oh no.
22?
I don't want to know this answer.
He died of heart attack. Yep. You can tell by the grin that's still on his face, he died doing something he loved.
Oh, that has a nice double meaning, doesn't it?
I don't know what you mean, sir.
I mean, I definitely don't know, and I'm not telling you.
Yeah, I don't know this either. I just can tell that Tali liked him. So, well, why don't we help you bury him, and then we gotta get going soon.
That would be appreciated. She'll just go back to digging.
Can I help digging?
Yeah, we'll both help.
Okay.
All right. So we'll say, yeah, with everybody working on everything and then all the extra hands involved, you guys in that 10-minute span are able to get everything packed up. You get the bodies moved out of these 2 carts, and we'll just say for the sake, you just dump them out by the fire. And get everything loaded up. Horses are hitched. And you are free to go wherever you'd like.
Do we have
that
2
uncle's
horses
house,
or do we have 4 horses?
There's 4 horses available, but only 1 horse can be hitched to each cart. So if you guys would like to hitch a horse to each cart and then take the other 2 and ride them,
Yes.
you can.
Yeah, certainly.
Okay, so who all's going to be getting the horses and kind of getting them hitched up and saddled and all that?
I can do that.
So you're
I
gonna
think.
you're gonna do one of them, or you're gonna try to do all of them?
I mean, I am paranoid that whatever Capital is gonna do to this encampment after we've been there, like, those horses might die without assistance, so.
Okay. Is anybody gonna help Kara get the horses hitched up and saddled?
I mean, if I have
Horses
time,
do
I
not
would.
like me. I will need
I
assistance.
would say within your 10-minute span of getting everything ready, like if you wanted to hitch a couple of the horses, you could help with that.
Yeah, I'd be trying to like get
Right.
everything together to get out.
So I would say either one of you with advantage or both of you individually roll me animal handling checks.
It's up to you.
How much do animals like you?
They like
I
to
have
roll 5.
a solid +2.
Yeah, so it won't
And the
actually
first
matter.
one was 5.
Car's already rolled a 5.
Okay.
Do you want to me?
Seven.
We're very bad.
Ugh.
Oh, that was sitting on a 15 for so long.
So
Hmm.
you guys are getting very, very close to that 10-minute mark, and you feel like these horses, they're giving you quite a bit of trouble, and you can't. There's a couple of them that are taking okay to it, but there's one on this cart right here that's filled with all the supplies from this tent that is just giving you guys too much trouble. You can either go past
I
the
try?
10-minute mark, or you can basically just ditch this cart.
Oh, I was wondering if I could try it, but I guess not. Oh.
So I would say if you want to go past the 10-minute mark, then yeah, I'll let you give it a shot.
I don't know. Leave to the others to decide.
I mean,
I'm
I
listening
would
to-
be more apt to try to ditch that horse and use one of the horses is one of the 2 riding horses that's seems to be more comfortable to try to do it. If that would save some time off going over the 10.
I would give one more person a shot with a 3rd horse, so you would have 1 riding horse and one horse hitched to each of these carts. So I would say, yeah, if Tali
Okay.
wants to give it a shot.
Sure, why
So
not?
Tali, you see him struggling with these horses, and there's this one horse that just is not wanting to go, and you walk
No.
up, and the horse just is not having any of it. So, yeah, once again, you guys are left with the option: ditch this cart or go over your 10 minutes.
And right as we near that 10-minute mark, Rain's gonna pipe up and say, Ember told us to leave after 10 minutes, and I very much intend to honor that. We should just leave what we can't bring with us and get the hell out of here.
I agree. Horses can die.
Oh,
I have no remorse for horses who do not want to cooperate.
Okay.
Okay. What if
Well,
they were
to
your
travel with
potatoes? Would you leave them then?
You don't know that,
What if they were potato horses?
but I wouldn't leave them.
What if there's potatoes in the cart?
Wait, are there potatoes in the cart?
no, we don't. No,
You didn't load the cart, so I don't know.
no, I don't think they
Okay.
had any potatoes. From what I can see.
Which cart was it that we're leaving behind?
What I don't know cannot hurt me. Yeah,
This
so.
cart's the one that's loaded up with everything.
Okay, guys, let's go. Let's leave those horses. I do not want to be here
Do we know how
to
to
see
get
whatever's
to
gonna happen.
Ember's uncle's place?
Which
Yeah, you guys came up this side of the road, and you know that if you continue on the path up that way, that'll be the road into town.
Alright. Rain will start walking that way.
which card is the one that has the
So,
tent on it?
This one has
That
the
one?
tent. Yes.
Okay.
So yep,
And
you've got
then-
2 riding horses and then 1 horse that's pulling this cart. And I would say with 1 horse, if somebody else wanted to ride in the back, so you could have
Hell
say
yes.
2 people. You could have 2 people on each horse, and then 1 person in the cart and 1 person driving this.
I'll go ahead and
Because I don't think
hop
any
up the
of you-
drive.
I don't think any of you are very large at all. I think you're all medium or smaller.
Yes.
I'll hop up to drive. I don't do well in the back of horses.
Okay.
I can ride a horse.
So, alright, so Kara's gonna be riding 1 horse, Hadrick's gonna be piloting this cart.
Physic will
and-
sit in one of the carts.
I will
Okay.
walk.
I mean, everybody can ride on a horse or ride in the cart.
Oh, I'm aware Tal's just choosing
Oh,
to
okay.
walk.
Okay. So, we've got Kara on 1 horse, Hadrick piloting the other cart, and who else is taking the 3rd horse?
I guess I'll take the 3rd horse.
Okay. So, let's have Floats, Kara, and Hadrick roll me an animal handling check.
Hell yes.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my god.
Nice. So yeah, without any issues, everybody mounts up, and everybody gets the carts and the horses steered towards town, and without a moment to spare, you guys manage to get on the road and start heading into town.
Now, if I'm riding with Fezzik in a cart, could I, like, while we're riding, send him a message without anyone even seeing that I'm sending a message?
So you're inside a cart?
Yeah, I'd try to follow Fezzik into whatever cart he decides to sit in.
Because there's only 1 cart.
Oh, okay, then yeah,
There's 1 cart
in
and
the
2
cart.
horses. Okay. So yeah, we got Kara driving 1 horse, Floats riding the other horse, and then Hadrick's piloting the cart. So there would be room.
I can take Tally on my horse, right?
if Tally will go.
Tal's choosing to walk at the moment.
Oh.
So yeah, I would say, I mean, regardless of who's in the cart or on horseback, you would have a general direction to point and cast it.
Okay. So, casting message at Fezzik, I will say, look, I don't have any concrete evidence, okay, but a hunch is a hunch, and all I'm saying is Haderach was the one with the idea to enter that tent, and he seemed weirdly exhausted this morning, like maybe he hadn't really gotten his full night's rest. Now, I don't know if we should confront him about this, but if we decide to, I think you should be the one to do it, since I'm not that great in these types of situations, as you know.
Yeah. You know, maybe we can start out by just, like, asking the group if anyone saw anything. You know, maybe he'll just... Or maybe he didn't have anything to do with it, but maybe he'll be open to talking about it. Maybe there was some greater cause we don't know about, or maybe he did want to just kill everybody. So maybe we start out just asking the group. If that doesn't work, we can be more direct with him later on in private.
I need to remember.
Right. Like I
forgot
said.
Hadrick has a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it should be skill checks at disadvantage. It's
Like I
fine.
said,
I
a
don't think
bit
it's
out of
level
my
1,
element.
right?
Yeah.
I'll go with whatever you decide, Fezzik.
Maybe next time we stop to eat or something, we'll talk about it with everybody.
Oh,
Sounds
you're
good to
right.
me.
Level 1 is just, yeah.
Why doesn't
No
D&D
worries.
Beyond add that?
I don't know. It's fine though.
That's weird.
No worries.
Oh, and Rain, when we do, if we do confront him about it, are you gonna keep your cool?
I mean, it doesn't really matter to me if I didn't know any of these people. It just seems like it would be a good idea for us not to, keep any big secrets or lies from each other.
No, I agree with you there. I'm just making sure if something comes out that you don't like, you're not gonna make the situation worse.
No, it's nothing personal. I mean, I could ask you the same thing after yesterday, but
All right, fair enough.
All right. And with that, you guys make your way with your carts and your horses, and it's probably another maybe 30, 40 minutes to town. And you guys manage to make it there without any issues whatsoever. And as you guys start to get closer to town, you guys gonna go straight there to try to find his uncle? Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Pretty much, I just probably still headed the direction.
I would say they're kind of at a walking pace. You can keep up with the horses.
I mean, I just follow the group at this moment.
what do you guys think? To the uncle's house in a beeline?
Well, when we get into town, is this in a town that is large enough we could be running the cart through without an issue, or?
Yeah, as you guys start approaching the town, you can see that there's definitely trade routes that come through here. It's definitely not the biggest town in District 12, but it is big enough. It's, it being portside, that it's got enough room for things to be offloaded and then shipped out or put on a boat and shipped somewhere else. So getting your carts in and out is not a problem.
Okay. Yeah, I think we go straight on.
And with no objections, we'll say that, yeah, as you guys start getting into town, it's kind of a slower day. There's not a whole lot of people out on the streets. And as you get further towards the center of town, who would like to try to find... Because the only thing Ember gave you guys was his uncle's name. So who would like to try to find where he's going to be?
I'll
I
just
tried to
look
do
for
that.
some weird farmhouse. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, whoever wants to search, roll me an investigation check. Yeah, so Rain,
Okay.
with 22, you kind of pull over the first person that's passing by, and you ask them if they've heard of that person. They're like, oh yeah, old Ben, old crazy Ben. Yeah, he runs that supply shop, and he kind of points down the road. He's always into something, but you probably find him down there.
Can I try to insight what he means by crazy?
Yeah, sure. Roll me an insight check. With a 6?
Alright, never mind.
Could mean he's batshit crazy. Could mean he's just always working on something.
Let's go find Mr. Kenobi.
So, move you guys to this one. Oops, let me get the map.
Well, some of the party died. Oh well.
There we go. So
Oh, well.
I'll say I don't have horse tokens. So
Cart token?
no cart token, no horse token.
I think, if I recall, you might have something, but you have to look in like the free assets. I think. So
we can
there's
use our
wolves and
we can
bears.
use our imaginations. Imagination. So yeah, as you guys get closer into town, you start heading towards the building that the gentleman kind of guided you in the direction of, and as you start to approach the building, you start to hear some yelling outside, and as all of you round the corner, you can see outside the supply post, it seems a bit bigger than nearly every other building in town, and beneath the sign it says the Bargain Bin, B-E-N. And you see two figures, a halfling man and an elven woman, whose red and blue leather armor looks scorched from flames. They're both in a heated discussion. As you move closer, somebody roll me a perception check. I would say Fezzik and Kara roll me perception checks.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, Kara, as you begin to get closer, you can hear them yelling back and forth, and the elven woman, you can make out what she's kind of yelling, and you hear her say, "It was a chimera, swooped out of the sky and nearly torched the whole crop. I took a few shots at it, and it lifted off into the woods, but it'll be back."
Oh.
That's quite a
Looks
story.
like a test problem. I wonder what this chimera looked like.
Maybe we should inquire about that.
Kind of start moving a little closer. She starts waving her bow. She's got an elven-made bow in her hands. She's gesturing wildly and shouting obscenities, and you catch another phrase that she says, and she says, "When I agreed to this gig, you said I might be dealing with coyotes or maybe an owl bear at the worst. You didn't mention I'd be fighting a three-headed fire-breathing monstrosity."
No. Yeah, it doesn't sound...
Adventure.
Why don't we go ask him what's up with that? Because, we kind of just got here for a job.
Might be a good idea.
And as you all start approaching, the halfling man starts running up, and he's like, excuse me? Are you all from District 12? Are you the ones they've sent to help me?"
Oh, hey. And who you might be?
"Oh, I'm Ben Dabbler. Nice to meet your acquaintance. I'm Ember's uncle. I own this fine establishment
You're his
you
uncle?
see behind you."
Oh, hey.
Yes,
You don't
on his
really-
other side.
Not much resemblance there, I see.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does he look older than Ember?
Hard to tell.
well.
He's a halfling, so...
Mhm.
And with a nat 1, yeah, yeah, absolutely. He said he's Ember's uncle. That's Ember's uncle.
Oh, I didn't know Ember had such a diverse family. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, there's a lot of intermingling between folks this day and age. It's, it's definitely...
I gotta say, you look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. But listen. There's more pressing matters at hand. I hired this lot, and he kind of ushers his hand behind him to the elven woman and what appears to be her group. He said they can't get the job done. That's why I sent a message to Ember, and I didn't know that this was the problem whenever I first talked to him, but they were very vague with what they said. So, tell me you can help me. Come on, there's got to be something you guys can do. He was telling me all about you, and seems to think that you guys are gonna win it all this year.
A lot of failures, I see.
Yeah, behind me.
They
Insight.
from another district.
And I'll say that, yeah, at that point, the elven woman kind of pipes up and walks over, and she says, sorry, didn't mean to pry. And she takes a cigarette out from behind her ear, rolled up cigarette, and takes her hand and flicks her fingers and lights it and takes a nice big draw off of it. And as she exhales, she smiles and extends a bloody ash-covered hand. She goes, Sindel Trueshot, leader of the Low Elves and archer extraordinaire. What exactly makes you think you are qualified to take on a chimera? Do you know anything about them? How they move? How they attack? How much they enjoy playing with their food?
Well, clearly you didn't. Rain will say, sort of noting her injuries and burns.
I'm still alive, and the thing has left the crop alone for now. That's all I have to say.
Well, I say you get a solid B- then.
Do what? What did you say?
But you didn't kill it.
It's a chimera. Are you serious?
Wait, where are the rest of you? I only see two, maybe. Clearly.
And at that point, she'll turn around and kind of motion to the rest of them to walk up.
Wait, why there are only 5 of you?
Well, we have one member that is doing some work, which Mr. Ben here hired us to do. And we're doing to the best of our abilities at the moment.
Okay, so he's alive. That.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that thing's not gonna kill us. Maybe a little burned, a little singed, but...
Yeah, how did the rest of them look?
The rest of them, for the most part, look pretty okay. Like, normal wear and tear on their armor. There's actually... The only one that really seems to have a whole lot of wear and tear is the guy in the back.
What is this one right here?
That is a goblin.
I'm going to go greet it.
Pretty ugly looking goblin.
He's very ugly.
Hey.
So rude.
It's gonna go past them and be like, hello, and speak in goblin.
And he'll respond back and he'll say, hi. What's your name?
Eddie, what is yours?
Crack of the Grick.
Crack of the Grick? Interesting.
Crack. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, but, I could be wrong. I don't think we're supposed to be talking. I don't think Sindel will appreciate that.
Who cares? They're all just big, tall, dumb people anyway.
Oh, no, not her. Not that one. She makes sure I eat.
I don't know, they just eat what I kill.
Must be nice.
So, are you guys staying here to help out, or are you moving on?
Oh no, we're staying here. Like, we've been hired to protect the crops. That's what we're doing. We're protecting the crops. But a chimera, that's not what we were hired for.
Well, maybe we can help each other out here.
I mean,
it's like we're your backup.
If he wants to hire you for killing a chimera, that's one thing, but I mean, as far as the crops are concerned, we've got that under control. And
under control, you say?
And Ben will pipe up and he'll go, oh, I mean, killing a chimera is not that bad. Like, if you guys, I mean, it would be easy. They're preoccupied right now with making sure the crop stays okay. So, maybe I mean I could pay you guys, give you a little bit of gold, if that's something you're interested in.
Mr. Ben, we were also sent here on orders to protect the crop. If this chimera happens to interfere with us protecting the crop, we will do as we need.
Well, that sounds perfect.
By that I
What
mean
of
we
the
will
crops?
protect the crop
How much of
first
them
and not go hunting
are
for this
remaining?
chimera.
Oh, the crop? You're asking about the crop? Oh, it's fantastic. It's probably my best invention yet.
I'm not asking about
Really?
the details. I just want to know if it's all been scorched already.
Oh, and he turns to Sindel and she goes, no, it's not scorched. It's perfectly fine.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, go ahead. Don't mean insight check.
Okay. Why do I even bother insight
She
checking?
definitely seems to be telling the truth.
All right.
So tell me more about your crop.
Do what? I didn't hear what you said, Kara.
I'm gonna approach the halfling uncle and ask about the crop and what does it do, because I'm super excited to hear about plants.
Oh, true.
Oh, it's fantastic. So, basically, I do a lot of botany. I dabble in it. And I spent sleepless nights hacking together hybrids of particular, like, potions ingredients with spell compounds and in hopes that uncovering something breathtaking. And, you know, for the most part, my creations immediately wither, prove incredibly toxic, or just never sprout. So, you know, I got a lot going against me. But this particular one, and I call it Hero's Wart, is a proprietary blend of potent plant species that, you know, serenaded with absent-minded humming each night. You know, I made sure that I gave them the right stimulus to grow, and you know, for an entire month I would just sing to them at night, and the plant lived. It was really heroic, hence, hence the name Hero's Wart. But it soon outgrew my greenhouse, and I had to move it outside, so I invested in this plot of land, and that's where I planted the crop. And, you know, it's amazing, because what it does is you can eat one leaf, and especially in livestock, like livestock is it works really well on, but you eat one leaf and you're fed for the entire day. It's almost like the new Goodberry. It's like Goodberry lettuce. It's fantastic.
Really?
Yes.
I want to see it.
Well, I mean, that's why you guys are here. You're to help protect the crop. So, you know, or at least kill the chimera, so the chimera doesn't, torch the crop. But, you know.
I have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If you're going to pay us, can I ask that instead of paying me money, you give me, and I'm going to take out the herbalism kit, plants, so I can make things.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, anytime I don't have to, pay in gold is good for me, so.
Good, I want to make potions and stuff.
Absolutely. I think we could come to that agreement.
I'll put it back in my bag.
Alrighty, let's go and see the plant.
Well,
Paris, pumped.
First things first, and I need to make sure that I get all of your information down. I could give all this to the capital, and it's kind of a big tax write-off for me.
Based.
So who is everybody? Who do we have here?
I'm Kara Toham.
All right, I got Kara. Let me write that down. Okay. Who else?
The Emerald Hammer.
You guys want to introduce yourselves, or?
Yeah, Fezzik here.
Okay, Fezzik. Write that one down.
Come on,
Rain.
And say, I'm Hadrick.
Hadrick, okay, got that one. And the one in the cloak back there, who's that?
It's Rain. He's shy.
Rain.
I am Night Piercer. Thank you very much, Kara.
Well, that's really confusing. So, I mean, what is it? What do you go by for the capital?
I go by Night Piercer.
Night Piercer. Okay, I'll write that one down, and then the blue fellow in the back. You, sir.
The name's Rain, darling. Remember it.
Rain. Okay. All right, got it.
Floats.
Oh,
I don't know what to say. You're reading this shit on the side.
I was just gonna go with it.
That was on purpose.
The plot thickens.
Like, you kind of hearing you guys go back and forth. Sindel pipes up and she goes, again, do you guys even know how to kill a chimera? Like, do you know
Hit it till it dies.
what it does? What its abilities are?
How much about a chimera would I have
Can
heard about?
Can
in
we check
I would say
how much
that-
we know about
stories.
chimeras?
I would say the two of you can roll nature checks.
Two of who? Me?
I would say, yeah, Kara and Hederick, if you want to roll nature checks.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
I would
That's
say.
right.
Oh,
Disadvantage.
nice.
Oh, it's not. It's not 20.
That one.
I know everything.
So yeah, I would say, Hederick, you're a little tired from last night, and you've heard
Not
the
really
name
paying
before.
attention.
You've heard the name before. You've heard Chimera, but Kara, you know that chimeras have 3 heads. One's like a goat, one's like a dragon, and one's like a lion. It also has claws that it can attack with each of its heads, and it also breathes fire. That's as deadly as a young dragon's. And oh yeah, they can fly.
I mean, if you're scared of chimeras, Sindel, it's okay.
I mean, look.
But
the
a
thing
job is
swooped
a
out of the
job.
clouds, and it blasted me with flames, and I dove out of the way naturally, and it only managed to singe me. Its claws scraped my arm, but I peppered it with arrows and scared it off. So I don't think it's gonna return. I mean, I'm a really good shot. I'm just saying.
And
And if
yet
it does?
you still feel scared of it. That means that you didn't scare it enough.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are taking care of the chimera problem, right?
No,
If he
we're
attacks the
protecting crops.
Certainly will.
Well, if it comes into my area, me and my team will handle it.
So we're splitting the region.
Look, I tell you what. I understand what it's like to be from one of the districts that nobody gives a shit about. So, let me give you some advice. If you're dead set on getting eaten by it, you should at least make it hard on it. Let's see. You need Chimera's Bane. It's an old elven trick, but with a little tinkering by yours truly. Proprietary, of course, so not available in stores, but pretty easy to make if you have the right ingredients. And she's going to pull out a scrap of paper, and she's going to take out an arrow and scrape some soot off of her armor, and is going to start scribbling down something.
I could just hand you a pencil, you could just write, normally.
Oh, come on.
Let me do this.
Don't be hard on her. She can.
I'm
she
being
makes it
genuine.
what
I
she
could
wants.
give her a pencil.
No. I want to see it.
Oh, come on. There we go. Save image.
Just a spoonful of sugar. That's all you need.
This is the sounds of her trying to write in this extremely inefficient
Be
manner.
right back.
well, give her a chance. She's trying.
So yeah, she gives you guys this piece of paper. And I put it in the Discord. Now, Random, do you know a way to get those from Discord into, or from anywhere else, into the chat?
Oh, into like the
Like as an
Roll20
image?
chat?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Okay. Probably just has to be imported, I'm assuming. Oh. There we go.
Hell yes. Random note
There we go.
takes over the street.
So, yep, that is your list.
Everyone roll initiative.
What is
As
the
a
AC of paper?
30-foot note proofs into existence.
That's a nifty trick. I told you it's gonna be something to behold.
And what exactly is goblin knot? As Rain takes a repulsive sort of looking expression and points it directly towards Tally.
And what is what? Goblin knot?
Goblin knot?
Goblin knot?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Tolly, roll me just roll me a history check.
Tally?
Off for a minute.
She's probably too busy talking to a goblin. Tally?
And
I did hear somebody say that they were gonna hop off for a second, that they'd be right back.
Tolly.
Oh, okay.
I'll say too, though, that that Rain, Fezzik, and Hatterick, as all three of you start kind of looking over these ingredients, they definitely do seem like legitimate ingredients that are used in a lot of common arcane components. But those last few items on the list that you were talking about, they don't really ring a bell.
Well, I was mostly asking her what goblin knot is.
You were asking Sindel what it was, or you were asking Tolly?
Yeah. I was asking Sundal while throwing a friendly look at Tolly.
Okay. Let's see. There it is. So, Sindel kind of looks at you and she goes, I mean, your goblin friend over there should know. But basically, it's Pavus cobulus muco involata.
In English or in common, please?
Short for goblin snot. Goblin boogers.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you need my what?
Well, we have a very abundant source of those from Boogerhead over there.
It's used in a lot of pungent poultices and innocuous ointments due to its veritable viscosity.
Pungent and noxious. I see you've gotten to know our friend already.
But it's also really
Oh,
good at
stop
binding
it.
all of the ingredients together, provided you don't mind the smell.
And I notice on the bottom here it says you get to be chimera bait if you're immune to fire. What can you elaborate on that?
Oh, basically it's just saying, you know, they breathe fire. That's all.
Is this, where, do we apply this to ourselves and we just have to be bait for this? Like,
Well, I mean,
is that the
it's
plan?
Chimera Bane. It's to try to help.
Well, what will it do to it? Will it hurt it?
It's not going to hurt it, but it's definitely going to make it a lot more vulnerable to your attacks. Kind of put it off its game.
And why haven't you created this already for yourselves?
Why do you think I'm still alive?
It means they already
Wait,
did.
so you randomly
Duh.
had it?
Alright.
Can we? You go ahead, Rain.
I was gonna ask, first of all, can I make a perception check to see if I smell anything that would be reminiscent of whatever the total combined ingredients of this should smell like? And then can I also make an insight check?
I would say even without needing to make a perception check, your passive perception, what doesn't smell like soot on her is very pungent.
Okay.
Oh.
You still haven't really explained what it does.
I mean, it's just it's a home remedy that helps literally lower its defenses. It's basically to help even out the odds.
So how does
You've
something
never
that
seen one?
how does something that we put on us lower the defenses of the Chimera?
It can't stand the smell. Much like I'm sure you probably can smell it on me right now.
If it can't stand the smell, why do we have to put it on ourselves?
I mean, unless you just want it to come near you.
I mean, can't we just leave it in like a bottle next to us? Like, what do we gotta slather it on our bodies for?
Look, what you do with it is your own business. I'm not gonna tell you how to take
So
it.
your business was putting it on yourself. We're just asking for all the info here.
Do you want the recipe or not?
I mean, I'll take it, but
Well, good
it's
luck
kind of
out there.
confusing.
You guys are gonna need it. Just remember, if you see a chimera, the worst thing you can do is show fear. The second worst thing you can do is let it eat you raw. Better let it cook you first. You know, being burned alive is better than being eaten alive. Maybe.
I doubt.
Actually, if you get bit right in the head, you probably die pretty quickly. I feel like being burned alive would be excruciating.
I agree.
And with that, she takes her cigarette and she puts it out on her armor. She looks at her friends and she says, "All right, off to the buzzing bee then?" And they all agree, and they all begin to move towards the buzzing bee, which is a bar that's around the corner.
Now, really quickly, as someone who is proficient with alchemist supplies as well as an herbalism kit, can I take a look at the ingredients in this recipe and try to empirically determine for myself whether it makes sense that this concoction would repel a chimera by its pungent odor like she described?
Absolutely. Yeah, roll me.
What was the goblin's name again? Because my notes are being wonky and they keep on messing up.
Grack of the Grick.
Grack of the Grick?
Grack of the Grick. And, so I would say just roll me a general, what is it called for? So I'll give you an option. You can either roll a history check, an arcana check, or just a general intelligence check.
I'll go with general intelligence. It's all the same modifier.
Okay.
It's a 12.
So with a 12, again, you being an arcane practitioner, you recognize all of those items on the list as being something very much... All of these have some sort of arcane purpose or arcane nature and spellcasting components. Like, it is very... like, putting them all together seems like it could make something pretty nasty. You're not sure what, but...
Gotcha.
Can I go up to Mr. Ben here and say, well, do you have any place in town we can grab these supplies, or do you happen to have them on hand?
Actually, now that you mention it, yeah, I do. It's, Scribbles and Nibs. It's located on the opposite side of the street. I mean, it's literally just, it's right over there.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming since we are working for you to do this and get rid of this chimera, you will be funding our purchases?
I mean, you're the ones getting rid of it, right?
Yep, I'm working for you. You are our
Yeah.
contractor.
I mean, if you guys need something additional,
I'm sure it would be a good tax write-off.
I mean, what do you need?
The stuff on here, on this,
Oh, so you
this
showed
paper.
the list.
Yeah, that's what I was, referring to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's see. Yeah, a lot of this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have all of that. Yeah, definitely, I tell you what, just give me a bill. Give me a bill and I'll make sure that you guys get reimbursed.
Perfect.
And, Ben, if you don't mind, being experienced in potion crafting yourself, maybe experienced is an understatement.
More or
What
less
would
with
you?
botany, but yeah, I dabble. My name's
What-
Dabbler,
Very funny. What do you think this potion would do exactly? I'm afraid they weren't abundantly clear.
I mean, I'll be completely honest. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, whatever it makes is probably some pretty nasty stuff. Hold on 1 second. I don't think I. No, I did not make a stat block for him. I'll have him roll a check real quick. Oh, I did. I did actually make one for him. So.
Is he tried to murder her or something? He's
Do
gotta
what?
defend himself. So you just made him a random sheet just in case we try and murder him or something.
I actually did. Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, with a 22, he's looking at it, and he's like, now that I'm looking at it, it definitely looks really close to I've heard of people using a similar concoction to keep griffin mounts from destroying their saddles. But Chimera's Bane is kind of novel. Like, I've never heard of it used for that, but I've definitely seen something very, very similar to this to kind of, it's very much a deterrent.
Alright. Well, I suppose that checks out.
So you guys want to go to the shop?
Yeah, it's Scribs and Nibs. It's literally right across the street.
Should we head there?
Here?
Yep. So yeah, I don't actually have an inside view of that building, but so yeah, if you all are going over there, basically when you enter, the door creaks open, revealing a dimly lit shop. Candles are placed at varying heights, in odd nooks, among the rooms, shelves, and display cases. The air is thick with innumerable scents and a fair amount of dust. A raven on a perch near the window watches your movements with intensity. And you hear a voice boom from above. I'll be down in a jiff.
Alrighty, we'll look around.
And as you guys, I'm guessing, are kind of just waiting around, does anybody want to kind of snoop
To
around?
that bee bars thing that I heard about.
Can I see any
The buzzing
potatoes?
Bee, I'm gonna head to the bee.
Roll me a perception check. You get a pretty good look inside the shop. You don't see any potatoes.
Good.
So yeah, as you guys are waiting, if nobody else is kind of snooping around, occasionally you hear the ceiling kind of groan and creak, and it seems like somebody's moving upstairs. And eventually, an older gentleman kind of makes his way downstairs and enters the room, and he gets straight to business. You hear thuds from above, and then ambling steps, and an older man with graying brown hair and a well-oiled beard appears, his face sporting laugh lines around the eyes, his loose-hanging clothes not quite concealing his considerable belly. He puffs out on a simple pipe while absent-mindedly bellowing smoke rings. I'm Haldareth. My family. Over there. What? Yeah, my family. Up on the perch up there, the Raven. He already sized you guys up. What do you need?
We need things on this list. Everything but the last bullet point. And I show him the note.
Oh, Chimera's Bane. Are you guys, are you happening to go after a Chimera?
May run
Yeah.
into one.
Maybe.
I tell you what, I would gladly pay 50 gold pieces if you happen to find any eggs. I would give 50 gold pieces per egg recovered. And if you can find egg shells, I'll give 5 gold pieces for those. They're unique components and relatively obscure for summoning rituals. And chimera omelets are pretty good too.
Oh,
We'll keep an eye out.
interesting.
So he takes the note and he kind of lays it down on the counter to better read it. And as he starts kind of poring over the contents, he starts looking and he goes, lizard eyes. I'm sure I've got a few of those around here somewhere. Here they are. And he kind of pulls out a jar of like a really thick viscous liquid, and there's some little eyeballs rolling around in there. He goes, they're only 1 silver piece each. How many do you need?
We're gonna
2? Okay.
By the way, for payment, Mr. Bill said that we could get a bill, or Mr. Ben said we could get a bill, and he'll reimburse us.
Ben, you're working for Ben.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So are you guys the ones from District 10?
No, they didn't do a great job, so they asked for the better team to show up.
Oh, did he? So I'm confused. Is he? So is the other district gone, or?
Still here, they might help us out, but they're pretty scared of whatever hit them.
Oh, so you all are here just to fight the Chimera then?
No. We're technically here for the same purpose, just because they didn't do a great job.
Fair enough. Let's see, dragon wings. I'm fairly certain I've got those. Yeah, more than a few. They're 4 copper pieces each. Let's see, sage blossom. I have bundles of the stuff over here. And as he kind of moves to the side, he goes under Hubert the Raven, and he starts picking up bushels of the sage blossom that have all been collecting his droppings. And he puts a big bundle of it on the counter. You think that'll be enough?
Can you clean up those
Oh, I'm
bushels?
sorry. Hubert, this is the only stuff I have is for Hubert. Now, I mean, if this isn't what you're looking for, you can always pick your own from the hillside around the wayside. It's it's definitely like a low-growing weed it's got tiny green flowers on it, just like this.
I will look at the thing, but I will not touch it.
So, do you want to pick your own sage blossom, or should I put this in with the rest of your stuff?
I'm gonna look at Fezzik to see how much anybody cares.
Did I look like alright?
It's got bird shit all over it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like.
No, I suppose that the important question is: would bird shit be have some sort of an effect on our concoction?
That is a great question.
Yes.
We ask him, but do you think that would that mess with our potion craft? Do you know the bird shit?
I mean, if they're asking for goblin boogers, I'm guessing everything counts.
Oh, but that's not how concoctions work, Rain. You need to be precise with what you put in.
Do you have any medicinal herbs?
Do you know what specifically you're looking for?
Stuff to make healing potions.
Oh, stuff to make healing potions. Yeah, I have a few. I have a few little odds and ends over here. And I would say with him kind of going back and forth, he manages to produce about 25 gold worth of materials that would be good for making one healing potion. One regular healing potion.
I will hand him 50 electrum.
Alright. Oh, this is interesting. You guys already have capital coin. How did you get that?
Carrie?
Oh, he said that it was interesting that you were paying with capital coin if you already had it. How did you come about it?
I mean, the goblin comes from the fighting pit. Probably some people.
That makes roll me a deception check. And do it with advantage because that's definitely a potential. So yeah,
oh, dang.
with your 19, yeah, that's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. So you're a fighter, huh?
I am the Emerald Hammer.
Emerald Hammer. The name sounds really familiar. I want to say I've heard of you.
Yeah, she's pretty famous.
Well, that's... Hey, Electrum's Electrum. It spins just like any other money. More or less just curious. So yeah, he only has... Yeah, he's got the 25 gold pieces worth. Hands them over to you.
Okay. I'll take him, put him in the bag.
Yeah, you've got enough for whenever you have some downtime to craft one regular potion.
Tell me, sir, is there any other place in town we might be able to purchase some of these flowers?
Honestly, I mean, I'm the only one in town that sells this shit. Kind of have a monopoly on the market, not gonna lie.
Literally sells the shit.
Well, I guess we're picking our own then, because I don't...
Oh, yeah. Wait. Did we ever get an answer to the question of whether the bird shit would make an impact?
I mean, like I said, I've never really heard of this before, but I don't know how specific the recipe wants you to follow. Like, how precise it needs to be.
Wait, and Night Piercer's gonna turn to Hatterack and be like, I remember you once, cleaned up the soiled mess that was my brand new tunic. Would you
still
be
outside.
able to...
I haven't come in with y'all.
Okay, you turn around and he's not there. He's like, oh,
it's gone. No, I'm out with the. I stayed with the cart. I pulled it off the side of the road.
I see. Then I'll go out and search for him then.
I think we'll hold off on buying those for now. If we get a second opinion, we might come back. If not, we'll probably go pick them. Where did you say we could pick those again?
It was it's on the hillside around the wayside. So basically, he gives you kind of a description.
And what about the rest of the list?
Where it's at. Let's see. Wizard's Breath over here. No, that's Wizard's Barf.
The Wizard something.
Here, all you could need.
Wizard Breach and Muckroot.
Wizard's Breath. I've got that right here. All you could need is 1 silver piece. It's not expensive. Muckroot. Never heard of Muckroot. Heard of Milkroot, though. Just thinking, though, what you're making here, it's likely that's what you need is Milkroot, not Muckroot. I don't keep any in the shop. I mean, it stinks something fierce. And it's only good fresh. You could gather more than you could ever want from the riverbanks just outside of town, and that's also where you would find the sage blossom as well.
Oh, works out for us.
Convenient.
Yeah, right now the river's pretty low, so you could walk along the banks and down into the bed. Just be wary. Other side of the river is goblin territory. They like to snack on Milkroot, the gritty buggers.
What can you tell us? What does this route look like?
So as he kind of goes on and explains it, let's see. So it's a plant having a willowy stalk and a brown cone at the end of it. And when it's cut, it weeps a foul-smelling white liquid when it's snapped from the roots. So kind of like a cattail. I don't know if you're familiar with those.
Well, thank you for your information.
Yeah, no problem. And the goblin knot. I mean,
We got that covered.
yeah, I was gonna say you guys have a goblin in your party.
Alrighty, so it's gonna be 2 lizard eyes, 8 dragonfly,
Yeah, I mean, this is whatever you guys are
and a
making.
wizard.
I've never heard of it, but it's gonna be disgusting. It's gonna make any creature think twice about getting close to you, much less eating you.
And a withered spirit breath.
It's in the same spot that the milk root you guys are looking for.
Oh,
Is that-
okay.
it's
So
gonna be-
just lizard eyes and dragonfly wings.
Do
Do
a-
we know if we can catch dragonfly wings at this?
He had everything
Season.
except for the sage blossom that had bird shit on it, and the muck root, which he presumes to be milk root.
But we can find everything easily like outside currently.
Everything else he has.
Not one time.
Everything else he has there in the shop that can sell to you guys.
I mean, sure. But wizard's breath we can like collect with while we're collecting the sage blossom and muckroot.
No, he's got that. Literally the only two things, the two things he didn't have were the goblin snot, but you guys have a goblin in the party, and the muck root, which he believes is a typo. It's supposed to be milk root. And both milk root and the sage blossom, if you want sage blossom without bird poop on it, is in the riverbed.
Can we nature check if anybody knows what muckroot is?
He said that he has no idea what muck root is. That the only thing he could think of is milk root, because it's really stinky and kind of goes with the theme of the concoction you're making. That's his best guess, is that he's never heard of muck root and believes it's milk root.
But can anybody of us think if they know what muckroot is? Can we nature check?
Yeah, roll me a nature check. We'll see. Muck root. 14.
What is that?
No, never really heard of muck root. Milk root, familiar, but again, it's not anything you've ever dealt with before.
Alright.
But yeah, just be careful. When you guys go down to the river, just, like I said, on the other side of the bank, that's typically where goblin territory is. Occasionally there's a few of them out patrolling. They like to snack on the milk root.
Okay. So I guess we're buying the rest of the stuff.
So yeah,
We're
only
gonna
two
have a
things-
bill written up for that if we could.
Oh yeah, if Ben said that he's got it, I'll make sure I start a tab for him.
Perfect.
So do we pick up the lizard eyes, dragonfly wings,
Literally everything.
the
except
shitty
for
sage blossom,
and muck root.
and wizard's breath?
You got it.
While they're in there taking care of that, I would go up to Ben and ask him if he had a place that we could store the cart and the additional horses while we were in town.
I don't particularly have any stables here, but I don't know if you heard. heard the other party. They were talking about the Buzzing Bee. It's an inn and a bar. They have stables over there, so if you'd like to store your stuff over there, I'm sure they've got a spot for you.
Right.
Is it just the 2 horses and a cart?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I would definitely go over there. They're probably gonna have somebody that can help you out.
And then, I'd pull the cart off out of the road and hop in the back, find the tent, and while they're inside, ritual cast identify on it.
Okay. And I'll have to actually make a homebrew item.
Yeah, that's fine.
But basically, it's the same thing as what you had made before, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep, I got you. That's what I was checking.
So yeah, if you
follow roughly the same rules.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So the only thing is that the interior cannot be changed.
Okay, gotcha.
So it basically is just almost like what is it? Tiny hut.
Yeah. Perfect. And is it bound to the actual tent itself, or is the tent itself a
Yes. So
covering to hide it? Okay.
The tent itself is enchanted.
Okay, so it has to be.
When you collapse the tent, whatever's inside can't actually stay in there.
Okay, perfect. And what size does it collapse down to?
I would say if you didn't have a cart, you would probably need 2 people to carry it.
Okay, so it's fairly large. Gotcha.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
Well, should we reconvene with the group?
I'm gonna go drinking.
Hold on. Before you do that, I do think we should discuss what we think about this Chimera's Bane, or so it's called. Do we trust them?
Honestly, I probably wouldn't put it on me. I'm just gonna hit the thing with my hammer like I always do.
I mean, we can always throw this thing right at Chimera and make it disgusted by itself. I'm pretty sure it's going to be very distracting.
I was thinking, if it's supposed to repel the Chimera, either it will or it won't, I doubt it's going to attract it unless we've been severely bamboozled.
Right, I just don't understand why their group would suddenly be so happy to help us, who have supposedly been hired to do the job that they failed at. It would look better for them, certainly, if we also failed.
Oh, man, you got a point there.
Perhaps?
All I'm saying is, what if, for instance, all this Chimera's Bane does is make us a Chimera magnet, and then while we're off fighting a Chimera, they can go off and pretend like, oh, look, it's a Chimera. We're protecting these crops here, doing our job. I don't know what they're up to.
Well, we smelled this on her, didn't we?
We did.
I mean,
well, how about this? Why don't we make it, and if it's the same smell, we can confirm it's the same thing.
With to match whatever she smelled like.
No, you're right. I mean, they have given us pretty good reason to believe them. It just, something still seems a little fishy. But I suppose there's no harm
You want to move on?
Making it.
Well, I guess we might as well just try and make it, see what the outcome is. And I suggest we don't slather it on ourselves, at least.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I mean, it says this takes like 4 to 6 hours to cook. Like, we could probably do some more information gathering during that time.
Yeah. I like that idea.
First, seems we gotta go picking for some ingredients, so who wants to go do that?
Ken?
Rain, how about you go help Kara?
Alright, I will.
I think I'm gonna go try and talk to the other group, see if I can figure out more. Because you're right, I don't really trust them very much. They were a bit overly aggressive.
If you're going out on the banks, I might as well come. It won't be bad to have a heavy hitter. Plus goblins, I can talk to them.
We might be killing them.
What?
I don't know if you'd be.
Come on. We're just you just guys have to go get some ingredients. You don't have to kill anything.
Well, I won't be trying to go out of my way to, but they did warn us that the goblins might be hostile.
That'd be a first.
They patrol both sides, or they patrol one side of the bank of the riverbed. Then you guys would have to probably go in the riverbed to find the remaining 2 ingredients.
Goblin, can I ask you a question? If
Not my name, so I'm not gonna answer.
were to get in a
Just
fight with a
immediately
bunch of
turns
goblins,
away and starts walking.
No, she has a name, Rain. Come on.
I'll just silently walk after.
Well, Kara, you can you try to play mediator between those two? Don't let them fight each other again.
Well, I hope it turns out better than it did last time.
Turned out very well for me.
Just don't bring up the weasel in front of him.
It has a name too. Its name's Charcoal.
It does indeed.
I heard that from the voice in the heavens. Oh yeah, sorry, don't mention charcoal.
I will try not to.
If I recall, I gave it to.
It's an explosive.
What's his name to hold on to, and I never got it
Yeah.
back. So he's still his charcoal on him.
Right now, Ember is weasel sitting.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have fun picking your flowers. I think me, Floats, and Haderach, we can go see if we can gather some more intel here on what we're supposed to be doing.
Oh wait, Weasel is with Ember right now?
Yes. Charcoal is.
Oh, so we can animal talk to him to see what Ember was doing.
Huh?
Wow.
Dude, what?
Next time we see him, the charcoal, we can ask what Ember was doing.
Weasel
Yeah.
spy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
You guys have a drink, right?
Solid weasel.
Wait a second.
From the beginning.
Holy crap. Never thought that thing would become useful.
There you go. See? Ember's alive.
Alright, let's go and get this grass.
Oh my god, we need to get one of those earpieces for the weasel.
Weasel.
Right. I got a 100-foot span.
Hey, it could still be useful.
So, just to make sure
You never know.
I'm clear, we're splitting the party?
Yes?
That seems to be the case.
Question mark?
Question mark?
Yeah, hey.
I would be heading to the bar to drop off the cart and horses and find like stuff like that. Unless they're
I
taking
mean,
the
it's
horses with
grass
them out to go.
picking.
Yeah,
What
we're
can
just
go
going out
wrong?
to gather some some veggies. How bad could it be?
Surely.
Famous last word.
In a goblin infested area, you never know.
We have our
Got a
goblin
goblin.
ambassador with all the goblin that we need.
You do have a goblin with you. That is correct.
And you just offended her. Oh,
Oh, sounds like
Alright.
that's the plan.
we're doing it.
Okay. So with that being the case, I will say here is probably a good time to take a 15-minute break. And we will come back, and I guess we'll split the party. Who is going to the bar, and who is going to look for herbs?
Tally, Rain, and Kara are going for the herbs. Floats, Hederick, and Fezzik are going to the bar.
Cool. Alright, so... Okay, I've got you guys, and you guys. Alright. So after you guys decide on who's going where and doing what, I'll say we'll start with the bar first, because that seems simple enough. So we have Floats, Fezzik, and Hederick all heading to the bar. How are you getting to the bar? You just asking around for directions, or
Oh, yeah.
asking Ben?
Man, I guess we would ask Ben.
It's up the road just a little bit. If you follow the road, it should be about the 4th building on the right-hand side. It's got a big stable out beside of it. Shouldn't be able to miss it.
All right, sounds good.
Head that way.
All right. And yeah, as you guys pull up, you guys notice a building. It's not the worst building you've ever seen, but definitely seems like one step above a dive bar kind of deal. Definitely has more stable area than bar area. But yeah, as you guys get off of your respective traveling implements, whether that be cart or horse, I'm assuming everybody's either taking a horse or the cart. Just kind of walking them through town.
Yeah, I didn't know if the gathering crew was going to take any of the horses, but if not, we would have taken them.
Is anybody going to take any horses, or is everybody going to the river going to be on foot?
On foot sounds like it makes more sense.
Okay. So yeah, you guys have found the bar.
Fezzik will go in and take up a seat at this table kind of next to this group. And
I'll
then,
come in. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, you're taking up a table next to the group.
Yep, I am.
All right, Hadrick's going to the bar.
Oh yeah, I'll come in first and inquire about stable space for the horses and cart and all that.
Oh yeah, we've got plenty of room. How many stables are you needing? How many stalls?
Well, we've got 3 horses and a cart.
3 horses and a cart. How many nights are you looking to stay?
I'll quickly go over the Fezzik. Do you know how long we're actually supposed to be in town for?
I don't know if we actually got a maximum time. I'd say at least probably like 2 or 3 days.
I mean, I've got daily rates and I've got weekly rates. It's just up to you.
Oh, what's your rates?
If you're doing it by the day, you usually charge about 5 silver pieces per horse. If you're doing a weekly rate, I would say 1 gold piece per week, per horse. So you'd be looking at a total of about 3 gold pieces to stable the horses with feeding them. And we could store your cart around the side.
3 gold pieces per day?
No, for the week.
Oh, for the week.
Or 5 silver pieces per day, per horse.
Okay. 5 silver per horse. Okay. I will...
So basically either 3 gold, or if you guys are just going to do it day by day, it would be 2.5 gold. No. So if you're just doing it by the day, you're looking at 1.5
Gold
gold
at
per
1.5 gold per
day,
day.
or 3 gold for the entire week.
I will. I'll look at him and I'll say, how about we do 2 gold for 4 days?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, that's a disadvantage.
Indeed.
It doesn't really
23
matter.
or a 32 doesn't matter. So yeah, yeah, that sounds good. We could make that work. No problem.
All right. I'll hand over 2 gold.
Okie doke. So your horses are now accounted for. Floats, what are you doing?
I'm just sitting at the table with Fezzik.
Alright. Can I get you guys anything to drink? You guys here for a little bit? You staying for a little while?
You know what? Sure, I'll take a beer.
Alright, it's just 1 silver piece.
All right.
Nothing for me.
I want
You,
some.
sir.
Once I'm done, I'll sit down as well, but I'll decline any food.
Alright. And each of you roll me a perception check.
Ooh, there we go.
Right, with a 19, a 13, and a 20. So everybody notices that the one thing this bar does have is a ton of bar games. They have everything from darts to target practice to quick draw to pen finger. All sorts of different games are available for play.
Fezzik will lean into the table and say, "Hey guys, we should challenge that group over there to some games."
What game are you thinking of?
I feel like I could be pretty good at darts. Quick draw sounds interesting. I don't really know how to play that. Maybe we could ask them. Maybe they have some suggestions. They've been here longer than us.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right, sweet. And then Fezzik will lean back and say, "Hey, you guys! Yo, what's going on? You guys having a good night out?"
Yeah. And of course, Grak's the first one to speak up. He's eager to talk to you guys. Yeah, we're doing good. We're getting buzzed. How about you guys?
Hell yeah, we're about to be. We were just thinking, since we're kind of the only 2 groups here, we should play some bar games tonight.
I don't have any problem with that. You guys? And Preet kind of nudges I say Preet, but basically the guy with the loot on his back and the fancy clothes kind of nudges Grak, and he's kind of just shaking his head no. Grak's like, "Oh, come on, Preet. She's not even here."
Is your
All you do is blow off some steam.
Is your mistress there kind of hold you guys back a little bit?
And Grak starts to say something, and this time Vernon, sitting on the other side, the guy with the armor on, kind of kicks him in the shin. He goes, "Ow! Why'd you do that?"
Hey, we kind of understand we have someone like that a little bit. He's a bit of a pain. He's not too bad, but he kind of watches over us, and we're kind of away from him for a little bit. We're just trying to have a little bit of fun,
And Preet speaks up at this point. He says, I don't mean to be that way. It's just, you've got to understand, it's really hard with the games and everything else going on, having to have another district come in and basically help clean up our illustrious leader's mess is not necessarily the best for our chances of getting sponsors. I'm sure you've all been made aware of how that works.
Of course. Was it really, from the way she made it sound, it didn't seem to be that big of a mess, but it seems you were saying something different.
I mean, look, nobody wants anybody to die out here. We're all out here to try to get the best chances possible of coming back from this thing. But, it's hard. It's rough. Because it seems like no matter what you do, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So...
Yeah, I'll drink to that, man. Well, if you guys don't want to play, I understand. You have your rules you need to follow, but I think we can still have a fun night out.
At that, Jeff kind of speaks up, and so... Where is he? Jeff kind of speaks up, and he's like, come on, you really think it's that big of a deal? And Preet kind of shakes his head, and he's like, you know what? Fuck it. She's not here. Why not? Wait, what do you guys want to play? Then, of course, you see Grax getting super excited.
Grack, what do you think we should play? You guys have been here a little longer than us.
Oh, Grack, let's see, what about darts? Let's just start with something simple. Let's do darts.
Darts sound good to you guys?
Sounds like a plan.
Alright.
Hell yeah.
So basically the way the darts is going to work, you can either do basic darts or expert darts.
Whew. Expert darts.
Expert darts.
So, okay.
I mean, we gotta prove our worth, right?
So the way it's going to work is each player is going to throw 5 darts. Prior to each roll, the player selects a single number on the die as a bullseye. If the die roll matches the selected number of the throw, it's a bullseye for 30 points. The winner is the player with the highest raw total from the 5 rolls, including bullseyes.
Oof.
So, who wants to go first?
Before we start, can I do something?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Can I roll, I don't know if it's perception or arcana. I want to see if I can sense that camera, if that's still around us right now. Because now that the group is split, I want to know if there's going to be 2 or if we're still being watched.
Actually, roll me a perception check. With a 15, you definitely don't see anything and you don't notice anything, but you get a feeling that you're being watched. No hard proof, it's just a feeling, and you're not sure if necessarily it's because you've been watched this entire time or because you're actually being watched.
Well, expert darts. How should we start? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
So yeah, Grax gonna go, and we'll say this back wall over here is where the dartboards are. So Grack is up first, and he'll roll off against you floats. So yeah, basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll a d20, but before you roll it, basically just pick the number. And if you pick the number you roll, that's worth 30 points. Otherwise, it's worth the point total that's on the die.
I'm gonna choose 8.
Alright. Roll your first d20. That's a 16, so no bullseye, but you get 16 points.
There we go. Good start.
Right. And next throw. What are you calling?
What did he get?
Oh, he's gonna let you go first.
Oh, you throw 5. Okay, gotcha.
Am I throwing all 5 in a row?
Yes.
Sweet. I'll go with 11.
Okay. That is a 1. Right. Third throw.
17.
Get it. Ten. Alright. Got 2 more throws.
We'll go with a 3.
Okay. Another 10. Last throw.
Nat 20.
Get it. And a 6. For a combined total of 43 points. For you, good sir.
Not too bad, not too
Hell
bad.
yeah.
Fucking go.
Alright. And let's see. And Grak is basically going to call out 10s for all of his shots. So a 5, an 18, a 20, a 9, and a 12 for 64. So Grak will take the first bracket.
And that little guy's got some skills.
That was pretty good. You did pretty good for you. Is this your first time playing darts?
It is.
What's that? Yeah, that's pretty good. How about you, Preet? You want to play? And Preet, although agreeing to the game, is going to sit this one out. So Jeff steps up. Says, all right. So who am I playing against?
Jeff, my man, I'll take you on.
All right.
This one here could be a nice 7.
7. 11.
You know what? Let's go with an 11. 2 in a row.
15. All right.
Natural 1. Right here.
Ooh, 5.
This one right here, this is going to be a 19. Damn.
7.
Show me the money. Natural 20. Jesus.
6.
Fucking suck at this game.
For a grand total of 44. So yeah.
Well, yeah, my eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know.
Fair enough. And Jeff is gonna call 10s for all of his as well. And doesn't hit a single 10, but you beat him by 3 points.
Oh, that was a close one.
Yeah, that was pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not really the most dexterous of people. Not really that great.
Cheers to that, brother.
And Vernon steps up and he goes, all right, I guess there's just one more left. Me and you.
Guess it's me. So you said it's The number we call, if we hit it, it's 30.
Yep.
Straight
Otherwise,
ones.
it's the number that's straight ones.
Yeah, isn't that optimal?
Straight crit fumbles.
Why did I do 10s?
I don't know why you did 10s. Still no ones.
There's a 1.
Oh, nice. So
It
that
was 67
is
or 66.
There we go.
66. Nice. All right. So again, looks at you go and calls 10s for all of his shots. Nope, and with no 10s on the board, only manages a 44. You spank him. That one bullseye just puts you too far in the lead. I'm ashamed. I tell you what, you guys won 2 out of 3. We'll buy the next round.
Oh, that's too kind. You guys are some nice guys.
We're all here for the same reason. Basically puppeting for the fucking capital, so...
Cheers to that. This fucking sucks. You guys know any reason why you were chosen? I don't mean to get personal, I'm just curious.
No, it's fine. And basically they all kind of get to the general consensus that this crop that Ben has been growing is far and above anything they could hope for in District 10, as far as it working on livestock and feeding them for an entire day. If they're able to mass produce this specific leaf, hero's wort as it's called, then their ability to feed their livestock without having to spend as much resources on cropland to feed them, if they can basically just grow a whole bunch of this hero's wort, then they can use more land for cattle farming. And for them it would be a huge boom, and basically it would cause District 10 to definitely become a more prominent district. So they have a lot of chips riding on this.
Well, I hope you guys succeed in your mission. You know, I know we were kind of not necessarily what you wanted to see showing up, but it makes you feel any better. We're just here to kind of do the job and go. We're not trying to interfere.
And Grack pipes up. He's like, honestly, as long as we can protect the fields, like that's all we care about. We just want to make sure the fields stay intact. But yeah, chimeras? Yeah, fuck that. I don't want any part of that.
Yep, it seems our interests align pretty well.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a win-win. You know, we protect the fields, you guys take care of the chimera.
Is the chimera something like a little too strong for you guys? Not to be insulting, but you know, is it just something you guys couldn't handle?
I'll be honest, we weren't out there whenever she got attacked by it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was her and the other one. The little one.
Who's the other one?
I think her name's Zelly.
Where's she?
When we first got here, her and Sindel had a couple errands to run and made sure that they were keeping track of what was going on out there in the fields, and Sindel came back, but Zelly didn't. And they all kind of pipe up at this point, and they're like, it's normal for Zelly to go missing from time to time. She's very reclusive, if you will, but always seems to show up at the right time. She's never too far. Prefers her privacy.
So has she told any of y'all any more about this attack outside of the little bit of information she sort of shared with us?
I mean, it's basically all we got as well. I mean, she came back, she had the burn marks, she was basically burnt down one half of her body. And yeah, after that, it was pretty much just us trying to figure out what we were going to do from there.
Did she know about the Chimera before this?
We've heard about Chimera. I mean, she's had interactions with him before, but none of us have ever seen one. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sindel's definitely a lot more capable than the rest of us. And kind of as you look at Preet, I mean, basically, Preet's kind of a younger man dressed in silks of like pink and yellow and powder blue. He's got a lute on his back and kind of a garish hat that has a peacock feather on it. And basically, like, his whole face is manicured in like a Van Dyke and has a small nose ring in his left nostril. So he is definitely not a combat man. He may have been selected for the culling out of the blue. And yeah, Grak the same way. Grak is very much a goblin whose expression seems to be permanently stuck in a wide, toothy smile. Has a clean, white ruffled top shirt with stain-frilled sleeves. Finished with a once fine double-breasted coat, long enough to conceal the fact that he's actually not wearing pants. So they're both very, other than Vernon and somewhat Jeff, actually look like they have some combat experience, but Preet and Grak, very much trying to give off an upper class District 12 vibe. Definitely not seen much combat.
I'm just trying to piece together a couple things here. If there was an indication of this Chimera in the area, why did your illustrious leader decide to go out only what I can assume is hunting it? Otherwise, why would she have that Chimera's Bane both with her prepared and ready to use it?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, she had said coming in that there might be Chimera, and we had seen some evidence of stuff like that down by the riverbed, but you know, nothing close enough to the crop that we were that worried about. But she's always careful. She always tries to make sure she has her bases covered.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah, go for it.
At disadvantage, of course. Nope. Oh wait, that's why I can't roll a 1. Didn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, he seems completely honest.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, she's really the brains of the whole operation. I mean, she's the one that's had the most. Well, her and Zelly both. They you know, spend a lot of time out in the wild.
Where'd they get off to?
Again, I still haven't seen Zelly since we got here, but you know, Sendel said that she was going out for a little bit and that she'd be back. We're staying here at the inn. Is that where you guys are staying?
I assume so.
Yes, so.
Were there any other questions you wanted to ask them, or any other games you wanted to play?
I'm good. I'm ready to just keep drinking for the rest of the night till the other group comes back.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
You mean if?
Yeah, I think we'll just say, well, it's been a pleasure drinking and hanging out with you fellas. We're gonna continue hanging out here.
So yeah, we'll say for brevity's sake then that you guys continue getting rounds. They get the next round for you guys, of course, since you won at darts, and you continue playing and drinking until somebody shows back up. Alright, and let me make
Oh yeah, so are we back from our garden picking trip?
Because obviously nothing went down.
Yeah, that had no challenges or
completely
obstacles.
Ordinary.
Well, if they're just gonna chill until something happens with you guys, then I guess
I got it.
We'll move over to the riverbed. Alright.
Oh, this doesn't look ominous at all.
So let me grab you. And yep. So let me grab you.
Oh god. What is this, like Ravnica or something?
Ravnica? No, not Ravnica. So, yeah, let's see. Alright, so the three of you, it's getting a little closer towards the end of the day as you make your way, headed west, out of the wayside. You find the sun in your eyes, and you follow the main road as it starts to narrow over a hillside, and you see a small wooden bridge. Haldareth suggested you go up the river, and even though the water level is extremely low, you can tell it's flowing, albeit slowly to the south. There's a small track that looks like it was used by animals and maybe daring hikers along the riverbank. But Haldareth mentioned you could also walk in the riverbed itself, and you can see a reasonable path just down by the side of the bridge. So basically, after you guys come out from the bridge, you can choose to actually get down in the riverbed, which is going to be basically between here and here. And then there's also a tree that crosses over the riverbed here.
We're concerned on those black spots.
Oh yeah, yeah. Without metagaming though.
Oh, there's nothing there. What are you talking about?
We're gonna
Can we do a good old Barrow scout mission?
Yeah.
Are there any goblins about?
Pull out Mr. Barrow.
Of course there's a goblin about him right here.
It's a madam, but yes, I would like to.
Pull out Mrs. Barrow.
Mrs. Barrow von Struttington III.
Exactly. There you are. You have Barrow.
All right.
Where would you like to send Barrow?
Just like maybe I'll say just flying about from here to here, but mostly vertically.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Barrow.
Oh dear.
Okay, so a 14. So as Barrow's kind of up in the air, Barrow's almost a little too far to see down into the riverbank, and along the sides of the riverbank, you know, over here and kind of up against the riverbank, a lot of it's covered in really thick weeds, and it's hard for Barrow to really make out much of anything that you're looking for. It doesn't really see anything moving, but looking for the specifics of the descriptions of the plants you were given, can't really make it out from up there.
I'm having a bit of trouble identifying the ingredients that were sent out for, but doesn't look like there are any unwanted visitors in view either.
So yeah, you can either choose to kind of trek along the path, or like I said, you can actually attempt to hop down into the riverbed, or you can try to cross the down tree.
Just jump into the river and start trudging across.
Okay. And so basically this long line, this darker line right here, is the actual trickling of the river. And then up to the left and the right of it, there are actual banks you can get down in.
Okay.
Alright. So you're gonna actually get down in there.
Jump on in, start trudging.
Alright, so go ahead and roll me an athletics check. Or acrobatic. Well, no, athletics for this one.
It's not great, but it's not bad.
So you get down in there and you're kind of trudging, and it's the river must have been high for some time before now, because the banks are very, very muddy, and with each step you're taking, your feet are kind of sinking in, and it's really slow going. So you're down in there. Is anybody else going in or crossing over?
I'll be keeping a close eye on what Kara decides to do here.
I don't know if Kara's saying anything. I think her mic's muted.
Ah. Well, in this case, I can very clearly see that Tally's struggling a little bit to get through this mucky part, right?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Alright. I'll just be watching for now then.
Okay. So
Doesn't seem too happy about the fact that Fezzik told him to go pick weeds for him.
So, Tolly, since you're the only one getting down in the riverbed, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Okay. Just a straight roll. It's not a bad one, though.
So, as you're walking in the riverbed, you start to check around and you see what appears to be a lot of tiny footprints. And they kind of remind you of your footprints. About the same size. And as you're looking, you're trying to kind of pick out the different patterns in like stride, and you can tell there's probably about 5 to 10 goblins that seem to be marching with purpose, that seem to go over the river and up this side of the bank over here.
Over where?
Over here. To the side of the riverbank.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep on going, looking for these weird plants and such. And roots.
So are you following the footprints over to this side?
I'm just gonna go a little further this way and see if I spot any of them.
You still don't see any plants, but you're keeping track of those footprints.
Okay.
Do you see anything over there?
Just gonna keep on going.
Okay. And I'll say with your strength score, you don't have to make a check to get through the river. It's not flowing very, very rapidly, and again, you're still moving slowly with your athletics from before, but you're making it across.
I might as well attempt stealth, why not?
Okay, go for it. Roll me a stealth check.
I'm not a rogue, but they would be damn proud of me.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. You believe you are very stealthy going across that river. And especially with the low churning of it and the small splashing that it's making on the rocks is definitely helping disguise a lot of your sounds that you're making going through it.
I'll just keep going a little more.
Pressing forward. All right.
About here. See if I spot any plants from this.
Still nothing from there. But again, the footprints are still continuing up the riverbank to this side, and it's about 15 feet, 10 to 15 feet up the riverbank. Not too steep that you couldn't walk up it, but too high for you to see over.
I'll go up it, because why not?
All right.
Still sneaking through.
And yeah, as you get to the top of the riverbank with that survival check, you see kind of hidden in the bushes over here, as you rise out of the muddy riverbed, you see a few stalks of bright green topped with small brown cylinders. As they sway in the breeze, your eyes zero in on what you hope is the milk root. You see a few more brown objects, and with your passive perception, you kind of see a couple more objects kind of bopping into view. And it's roughly about 30 to 40 feet away from you that you start to see. Let me grab them real quick. What appears to be 3 goblins. And roll me a... what would that be? Roll me a history check.
Okay.
Oh, and DM,
That's
can
gonna
I
go
say
well.
that Barrow is keeping an eye on Tali at the very least as she starts getting a little further and further away from
So you're
Kara
just
and
constantly
Rain?
having Barrow kind of fly overhead?
I'll keep Barrow like as close to me as possible, but just enough to still have a visual on what's going on over there.
Okay, go ahead and have Barrow roll me one more perception check.
Okay.
With advantage because owl.
Mhm.
Okay. And yeah, I would say, okay, we'll start with Tali, but you can tell, even with because you're a goblin, you've spent time around goblins as a tribe. Like, you kind of understand somewhat the inner workings of goblin tribes, and the one in the front seems to be adorned with a little bit more of an ornateness than the 2 in the back, and you gather this one is probably the goblin leader. And with Barrow's perception check, Nightpiercer, you also can see them come into view, coming down the path. And with both of you, one through Barrow's eyes and Tali's passive perception, the 3 goblins are kind of walking in a line, and the largest one is carrying an egg the size of its head, kind of holding it up in the air, almost like it was an offering to the gods. And as you're kind of keeping an eye on him, you also notice there are 2 more goblins. One over here, and one over here, that both have their arrows knocked and pointed across the riverbank.
Okay. Have any of them noticed me?
They do not appear to have noticed you.
I'll stay where I am for the moment.
Alright.
Staying hidden right there.
So as you hold your position this goblin kind of comes to the edge of the bushes, and the leader abruptly stops. And this one goes back in, and you see the goblin leader kind of issuing orders back to the other one. And roll me a perception check.
Oh.
Because you speak goblin, I'll let you roll a perception check.
Oh, okay. 19? No, 18, my bad.
18? I'll say even with an 18, you can make out bits and pieces of the conversation, and you hear two humans, other side, get ready.
What to do?
Are you doing anything?
Let me see something. I could try and be persuasive, but I'm not very good at that. I'm better at being intimidating, sadly.
Would it be safe to say that Barrow would just be able to hear them saying something in Goblin or in a language that I don't understand?
That far away, probably not.
Oh, okay. It does have keen hearing too, so I would also get advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing.
Right.
If that makes a difference.
How far away is that? You're talking. So 80 feet plus what? Maybe another 60 feet up in the air?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, it's still way too far away.
Alright.
I'll continue to hold position for the moment.
Okay.
They don't know I'm there, so my waste is surprise.
So this one creeps a little closer, and this one creeps a little closer, and they start working their way to the edge. And Nightpiercer, you and Kara both hear at the same time.
You were in Goblin Place. Why?
So, before I respond to this, can I first just send a quick message over to Tali, just saying, you can reply to this message if you need me to get over there. Just give me a holler. And then to the goblins, I'll say, my apologies. We'll be on our way. No harm intended. Let's go, Kara.
Tali doesn't know how message works, so all she knows is there's a voice in her and she's like, Tali doesn't do magic.
You hear another message coming in saying, once again, this is Rain. Remember the earpieces? The earpieces that Ember got us? This is pretty much the same thing.
Tali doesn't use those either. In her bag, she never put them on.
You never equipped it or attuned it?
No, she doesn't know what they do. She doesn't understand how it works. As far as she knows, they were just given them, and she just has them.
Ember explained to you guys how they worked. In the bar.
Tali was never paying attention.
Okay.
Well, then you hear another message saying, just whisper, help if you need any.
Fuck you. That's the only response she gets. She doesn't like him. That's it.
Okay. So I'm guessing you kind of usher Kara off to try to head back?
I'll first say, I'll shout over and say, how far away should we get?
You leave river now.
We're not in the river.
Goblin. You no take our eggs.
And we'll just like back away like 5-10 feet and see if that's enough to appease them.
And they still keep their bows trained on you.
More than this?
Yeah, you go back where you came from. We don't want to see you.
I'm just from a couple hundred feet down the road. All right. And I'll walk away, say another 30 feet or so, maybe right into some trees, some foliage, if there's any that far away.
Okay. And as you start to move into the foliage, I'm assuming you're out of Barrow's sight at this point, or are you still in Barrow's sight?
Wait. Like, I mean, Barrow
Are
would
you still
be...
looking and hearing through Barrow's eyes?
Oh.
Or are you...
Sure.
Okay. So, as you start to back up, go ahead and roll me one more perception check with Barrow. With advantage.
Okay. Ooh.
Very
Wait,
nice.
that's a double net 20.
Double 20.
What the...
So, not only... Even with the goblin shouting orders at you and trying to get your attention, the keen hearing and eyesight of Barrow notices something in the bushes over here. And after looking a little closer, he finds what appears to be Sindel crouched in the bushes.
Alright. So, Rain will first, and, I don't know how Carl would respond to this, but Rain, for one, will try to duck back into the foliage, and then stealth, and then cast a message at Sindel from where he's stealthed.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a stealth check then.
Okay.
And as you start to move back into the foliage, the goblins are yelling,
Yeah, you go back! You go back where you came from! You know what trouble with goblins.
15. Okay. Let me figure out what a goblin's perception is.
It's hard to say based on the type as well. I know they always have a +2 to their thing, to Dex at least. So I don't know about anything else.
So, wow, even with a -1, he still sees you trying to hide back in the bushes. He's like,
I see you! You go home! Go home now!
Can I just, go behind a tree? Like, if I can find one that's wider than I am? One that would give me complete cover.
Sure, roll me an investigation check.
Cool.
21, sure, you find a tree that you can hide behind.
Alright, I'll just step behind the tree, and, I don't know, maybe they still know I'm there, but, at least I'll have total cover. And go ahead and send the message over to, you said her name's Sindel?
Sindel.
So I'll go ahead and Sindel over a message to Sindel. Don't be alarmed. It's Night Piercer from earlier. Can I ask what you're doing in that bush over there?
And as soon as you get the message out, Sindel pops out from behind the bush and looses 2 arrows at both of these goblins. And strikes both of them dead. And they just drop right where they stand.
Alright, I'll just start making my way over towards her then. And this time not in a message, in my actual voice, I'll say, well, that's one way of doing things.
Listen, if you guys are gonna be out here, we need to hurry.
Why's that? What are we in a rush for?
And without answering, she's going to begin to maneuver across the tree branch. And... Okay. Oh, never mind. It's supposed to be acrobatics on a dex check. Still, that'll work. And so, yeah, she continues to move across and goes into the bushes where the goblins were.
Alright. I'll come back out from behind the tree or the bush or wherever, back to where I was before on the riverbank, right at the edge of it. Send a barrow up into the sky, let's say maybe around here, and just keep an eye on the situation. I'll send another message. I'll send another message to her. If you run into a goblin in a bush, you remember the goblin from our party. Yes, she's somewhere over there. Don't reflexively strike at her, please.
The one with the big poofy tail, right?
That one.
Yeah, she sticks out. Should be okay.
Very well.
I'm gonna, seeing those two die, I'll move a little further.
All right. How far are you going?
I'll go about here. And have they moved at all? Because I've been watching them.
No, they've literally just been standing there waiting to hear back from the other two.
I'll go there and take my hammer out slowly. Allie's thinking what to do.
And as you're sitting there pondering, the leader yells out, Zaxi! Zaxi! You kill him! You kill him or he leave! Zaxi! And not hearing any response, he's gonna motion to the other two to start moving towards where Zaxi was. And so this one is going to see you, Rain, still on the bank. And this one needs to roll a stealth check, which is probably going to fail miserably. Yeah, not even with a 15, Tali, you can keep track of him as he's moving through the bushes with your passive perception.
I won't do anything to him. I'm just gonna let him go.
All right, and as he continues to move around, he gets within range of Sindel, but not before seeing the dead body of Zaxi, and yells out, "They killed Zaxi!" I need everybody to roll initiative.
Okay.
As this is happening, just cut to the bar. Everyone's just drinking. Like, I wonder how the others are doing.
Yep.
The record, this is all on her fault.
Oh.
Oof, that
Forgot
was
to
not-
click my token. Please add me a turn. Oh, benevolent DM.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
Actually, who all... I didn't clear out.
There we go. I'm gonna change it. Yeah. I mean, it just shows me for mine.
12, 12... Wait, did we get a... So is it 6, 12?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine was a 6. I just re-rolled it. That way it would pop up in the thing.
All the rest of these. Boop. Boop. And boop. So, click. Yeah, turn. And I guess if Kara's not back, I will, I guess, play her character as well.
Cool.
I gotta find it now. Campaigns. There we go. Now I got her stat sheet. Cool. Roll an initiative for her. 15. And what was yours, Rain?
It was 12.
Got it. And then that's fine.
Time for that Scottish-Irish battle music. Let's go.
The Scottish-Irish goblins.
Exactly.
Freedom!
They whip out their kilts and bagpipes.
So, out of curiosity, they have no clue I'm there, do they?
No, they still have no clue you're there.
Okay, so
Descending.
I need to increase my con somehow. Armor, class even better.
Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling this one.
Nah, it's fine.
Okay, so looks like with a 12, a whole 12 Night Piercer, you are up first.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
God. Look at you go, man.
A big 12 starting off the initiative.
Heck
You're
yeah.
the second. You're one of the only two with double digits, man. Look at you go.
Realizing that Sandal's cover has been blown absolutely to pieces, Rain's going to sort of just kind of sigh and begin blade singing. Doesn't really care too much about the noise at this point. And that'll be his bonus action. For his action, he will... You know what? He will hold a Toll the Dead for the first goblin, other than Tali, who takes an instance of damage.
Okay. That will work.
Hey, sorry.
There you are. Back just in time.
Yep.
We got you an initiative rolled and some gobos that are very pissed off.
Oh no, what do we do?
They didn't leave.
Technically, it's that elf lady's fault. She attacked first. Technically, all on her.
Oh well.
But yeah, it is you,
Oh.
Kara, and right now what you see is I'm assuming Night Piercer would have pointed this out to you, but there is a goblin
Yep.
here in the back. There is one goblin here who has his bow knocked and pointed at you guys, and this goblin who is somewhere in the bushes, but you, without a perception check, you wouldn't quite be able to make out where he is.
Oh. And right in front of me, I don't know what's happening.
So you heard the commotion going back and forth. Basically, the goblins spotted you and Rain and were yelling at you to leave, that this was goblin territory, and before you guys vacated the premises, Rain was able to pick out Sindel hiding in the bushes, and she let loose 2 arrows that smacked both goblins dead between the eyes and killed them both.
Alrighty. I guess. I mean, I need to move towards them.
Alright. You do have movement.
Yes. So I don't know what this black thing is, right?
So basically from here to here is a slope about 10 feet deep that goes into a riverbed. So like where Barrel is seated, this darker line that runs through here is the actual river itself.
Oh, so I go to the
So you would go down the bank.
To here.
Yes, there is a tree that is down right here that you could potentially get across as well, rather than having to go down the banks on this side and then up the banks right here on this side.
Alright, I'm gonna go here. Does it do anything?
No, so you're going up to where the tree is, where the tree roots are. So yeah, you can get to the tree roots, and if you'd like to use your action to dash across, I'll let you make the acrobatics check to get across, because it's, I think, another... Yeah, it's right at another 30
I
feet
think
to get to the other side of the bank.
I think I can do the summon Fluffer Huggins.
Okay.
To hit a range 60 feet, one target you can see. No. Wait. Melee glitch. Dodge. It doesn't say the range of which I can summon it, or does it?
Let's see.
Oh, unoccupied space within 30 feet of me.
Yes.
Yes, nothing is really... I'll use the dash action.
Okay, so you're gonna use the dash action rather than summoning Fluffer Huggins, or...
Well, because Fluffer Huggins summons with the damage, and actually no. I can summon Fluffer Huggins on the other side of the bank.
I was gonna say, you'll still have your bonus action. It takes a bonus action, correct?
Oh, right.
Yeah, use a bonus action, unless you take the...
In order to command it, yeah.
So you have to command it with your bonus action, but...
But I can use my action to command it too, right?
So are you summoning it rather than dashing across the wall?
Yes.
Okay. So then yes, you could use your action to summon and bonus action to command. And Fluffer Huggins will take his turn right after yours. Still need to get you a Fluffer Huggins token. Sloppy DMing on my part. My bad, guys. So you want to put him right here?
Yep.
Cool. Red hot Fluffer Huggins.
What?
Red hot Fluffer Huggins.
Yes.
Red hot Fluffer Huggins. No question, just go with it.
And do I see from where I stand the goblin right there? Can I see the goblins, or is it like in the bushes? Do I see the one close to Tally?
Brass, we can't hear you for some reason.
Sorry, yes. Yeah, you see this one. He is out on the path. This one is still obscured by the bushes. You can't quite make out where he's at.
Alrighty, then I'm gonna shoot the one that I see with the flame seed.
This flame seed. Attack.
It's 60 feet range.
Yep, it sure is, and he is well within that. So yeah, roll with a +5 to hit.
Alright.
So a 16. 16 will hit.
Alrighty.
D6 +3. For 9 damage. So as Fluffer Huggins is summoned, how does Flufferhuggins shoot this flame seed?
Flufferhuggins just appear like out of the ether, and Karak shouts at him, "Flufferhuggins, shoot whatever you see that it doesn't look like a friend." And he just like focuses on the goblin that he doesn't know and shoots it.
Alright, so yeah, as this fiery blast comes out of Flufferhuggins' mouth, it connects with this one goblin, and the poor thing just becomes a charred mess through the middle of the roadway.
Fluffer, you hit too hard.
Can I still toll the dead on it?
You can, but he's already dead, so...
That is what I held my action for, technically. I said the first instance of damage. I don't know if it'll do anything, but I guess it will be told.
So as the flaming husk hits the ground,
Oh god.
It's incapacitated, so it automatically fails its save, and almost within earshot of everybody, this bell rings and the goblin's body explodes, and it's no longer there. It is goblin chunk.
Jesus Christ, Rain.
And as little bits of ashes fall from the sky.
I hope one of those bits
Carol
landed
looks
on
back at
our
Rain
goblin.
with disapproval.
I'm in a bush. I think I'll be fine.
You can make a dexterity saving throw if you want, Tali, or just take it.
Sure, I have advantage on those.
Go for it. Yeah, it managed to steer completely clear of any chunks getting on you.
Still pretty good. Just gonna shoot.
Alright. Anything else, Kara?
I mean, that was my action, bonus action, and movement.
Cool. And with that, we get to the leader. The goblin leader looks back, and you hear him yell something down the path. And Tali, you're the only one that understands it, but basically... Just do it this way. What is... Oh. Here we go. You hear... You hear that, goblin.
Oh, goody.
But she doesn't hear what he says.
So he's speaking in Goblin. And does anybody else, do you or Night Piercer speak Goblin?
Oh wait, so we don't know because... Okay.
You hear him yelling something, but
Alright.
Tali is the only one that understands what he's saying.
Alright.
And he will take his turn and take the dash action and basically run down the path and disappear out of sight.
Okay. How far did he get?
He is, so with a double dash, 60 feet from where he was, so from there.
Okay. I mean, I could catch up to him. He ain't the only dasher.
Not roll. No, I know I did. Yeah, where did their initiative go?
For who?
Okay. The regular goblins. It's supposed to be a 10.
I believe if you click one of their tokens and roll initiative, as soon as you delete that one, it disappears.
That was the problem. Okay, so yeah. Let me add a turn for this guy real quick.
That happens to me all the time.
Just move him up there, and I'll just go ahead and give them their turn now. But this one, as he's stalking in the bushes, runs up against Sindel and is going to get extremely startled and make a scimitar attack against her. And rolls a natural 1. And as he swings at her, he trips and falls prone in the grass.
Oh. Golly, no. Save the poor man.
As the leader yelled in the background, you hear the footsteps, and another 5 goblins come charging out. I would say they make it probably to about right here. I'd say this one makes it up to here, this one makes it there. And let me roll perception checks for them real quick. Just to see if they notice Tali.
I mean, if they can beat that nat 20, sure.
No, they cannot. They are not even close. So nope, they run out because they heard their leader yell something, and they are just kind of standing there looking around. And Tali, it is your turn.
I'm gonna hold the to smash action if something comes into range.
Okay. Just holding your action.
Yep.
Alright. Sindel is going to take advantage of the prone little goblin next to her. And she is going to take... So these will actually be straight rolls because she's within 5 feet of the target. So both of her attacks will be at disadvantage, but within 5, or on a prone target, so it is advantage. So the first one is 18, which will hit. And I believe... the wrong one. Yes, there we go. Okay. So on the first shot, she slings an arrow into him, and he doesn't quite die. And she's going to follow up with a second shot. And nat 20s him and basically pins his skull into the ground.
Oh boy.
And he is
Good thing
dead.
we don't see anything.
Alright, so the next 2 turns. And this. Night Piercer, you are up.
Alright, and safe to say that Pharaoh would be able to see these 5 new goblins approaching, right?
Yes, very safe to say. They're out
Okay.
open. They're not trying to hide themselves. Barrow hit 2 nat 20s on a perception, so there's a last perception check.
All right. In that case, let's check this distance real quick. So you said this is around where the roots start, where Kara is right now?
Yes, that's where they start.
If I were to want to cross this, it would be what, like 60 feet?
I would say, yeah, you can manage to kind of skirt around her and get down there, and with an acrobatics check, I would let you get across, no problem, using your full movement. Or depending on how well
And
you
my
do, you
dash
have
action, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so because of
I mean,
Blade
I'm not
Song,
actively trying
I do
to
have-
stop him.
I do have 40 feet of movement.
Yep.
Can I say, what happens if I decide to end my turn on the tree branch?
Well, to go across
So if I were to
is
just
going to require
stop right here.
So I would say that would require a dexterity check. A dexterity saving throw, I guess. Or no, actually,
Okay.
acrobatics check, sorry. It'll be an acrobatics check to see
Okay.
if you can kind of perch on the tree itself. And depending on how well you do, you may have to make another one to get the rest of the way across, or...
Okay, I do have advantage on acrobatics checks while blade singing, so I'm gonna go ahead and move myself just with my movement over here. Try to find like a bit of a sturdy area as best I can of the tree, and this will be my acrobatics check. Oh, natural 20.
Oh,
Nice. So yeah, you definitely almost cartwheel onto the tree branch, and you perch yourself there, and almost like a gymnast working a balance beam kind of fashion.
oh. You look good, Rain. Got some
And-
moves?
With my action, as I'm sort of nimbly balancing on this log, I'll sort of wave my free hand in an arc in front of me and summon 3 sort of shadowy purple darts of magical force as I cast Magic Missile. And as my eyes kind of flash purple, they're going to home in on, I'll say, one per goblin, these 3.
Okay.
And they'll... Actually, do I need to decide all 3 targets before, or can I do one at a time?
I believe when you cast it, it casts all the bolts at the same time, so I would say you would have to predetermine which ones you want to throw them at. But
Okay. So yeah, it'll be those 3 in the front then.
Okay, just one at each.
Yep. So that's 5, 5, and 5. What?
Nice!
Hell
wow,
yes.
okay.
Nice.
There we go.
So yeah. So you got 5, 5,
And that is force damage.
and 5. So yeah, all 3 of those goblins take the hits and immediately almost go to the ground. They're still standing, but they look really bad.
Do they look frightened at all?
Hard to tell, because you're
Okay.
kind of tucked in behind. The only one you could potentially see is this one, and he
Mhm.
hasn't quite had enough time to react to what's going on, but he is definitely surprised.
Alright, that'll be my turn.
Back to Kara.
Oh my god. I mean, do I see Tally? She's pretty well hidden, right?
Yeah, Tali rolled. What did you rolled? Really good on your stealth check. I think you rolled like a
24.
Yeah. So yeah, Tali is pretty well hidden. Basically, you guys saw Tali go in the riverbank on this side and disappear once she got up on this side.
Hmm.
You know,
Well,
she's possibly on this side of the riverbank, but not 100% sure.
do we know if the grass that we're looking for is anywhere around?
So you've got...
Because I don't want to...
So you've got this tiny little path right here that kind of goes alongside all of these bushes that are here, here, here. So
All
this
I'm saying is that...
is bushes and grass.
All I'm saying is that Fluffer Huggins is on the other side and I'm on this side, and while I'm on this side where it's more or less safe, can I start looking for the components?
So Tali has actually already identified some of the components on that side, but if you'd like to use your turn to make a perception check, you can.
I mean, I order Fluffer Huggins to make an attack on the closest one he sees.
Okay, so I would say that's probably going to be this one.
Yes. So that would be my bonus action, and as my action, I will be rolling perception.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Where is it? Yep. That's to hit.
17 to hit will hit.
Alright, and 2 damage. 1.
6 damage. With 6 damage, that'll do it. And yeah, again, as Fluffer Huggins sends out another fiery bolt, this poor goblin becomes a charred heap on the ground.
Alrighty, and I'm gonna roll perception just to see if I can
With a 13,
see anything useful.
On the opposite side of the bank, you don't really see anything. You don't see anything that was described to you as far as the sage or the monk root or milk root.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, I'm gonna stay in the safety.
Alright. Then were you moving Fluffer Huggins? Were you ordering him to move anywhere?
No, I don't see Tally. I just know that there is some movement and Tally is somewhere there.
Alright.
Unless I see where Tally is, I'm not moving Fluffer Huggins. And I move myself a little bit in the roots.
Alright.
And that's my turn.
Back to the little gobos. So the two that you hit, Rain, basically finish kind of skidding to a halt and see you perched up on the branch over here, and they're going to take 2 short bow attacks. And the first one is a 19, the second one is a 7.
No. What's just make sure. Are they within range to be taking straight rolls for those?
80 feet. That'd be
Oh.
within range.
Okay.
80 foot up
You
to
said-
320 feet.
You said 19 for one of them. The other one definitely doesn't hit, but
19
I believe,
and
yeah, with a +4 to my AC due to blade singing, that puts me at a 20 AC, so it just misses.
Yep, and so as they release both of their shots and see that it bounces off of you, they are going to turn around and start running away.
Yeah, I'll say that I'm very uncannily balancing on this log, pretty much on the tip of one toe, and swatting away both arrows with my sword.
And then...
Impressive.
5, 25. So those two are going to move up. And only see Rain. Actually, no, they would probably see the big fiery kitty cat. And they're going to take a couple short bow shots at the kitty cat, because they don't know what the hell that is.
Oh no, not the Fluffer Huggins.
The first one is a 7. The second one is a 10.
I don't think they hit.
Do you know what Fluffer Huggins' AC is?
It's 13.
13.
It's not that high.
Yeah. So both of these goblins stay put, and then you slowly start to see more goblins begin to pop out of the bushes.
Can somebody tell them that if they stop attacking, they will stop dying?
Out. It's out. And also, he doesn't quite get out. And these two. They'll also shoot at Mr. Fluffer Huggins. So we get 2 more attacks on Fluffer Huggins.
No, not Fluffer Huggins.
It's within range, it's a big fiery thing that they're not sure what it is. So an 18 on the first one and a 22 on the second one.
God damn it. My
So-
poor potato amalgamation.
So the first one hits for 6, and the second one hits for
Alright.
6. So 12 damage to Fluffer Huggins, which I believe is enough to take him out.
No,
12?
he's 15 hit points.
Oh, okay. Nice. So Fluffer Huggins is still standing.
Oh no, Fluffer Huggins.
And that will end the Gobbo's turn, passing the Goblin leader. And Holly, you are up. Did you hold your
Callie?
action the last turn to hit something that got close?
I
he
think
did do
so.
that.
Do what?
I think he did
Yeah,
do that.
I think he
remember
did that.
Yeah. So I would say if you want to take your reaction attack against this one standing here that didn't notice you. Tali? Tali! Hooty-hoo!
I hear noise every time you. What?
He's there.
We'll just say that from Tully's sheet. We'll say that Tully attacks recklessly with the Warhammer against the one for Gobbo. And yeah, we'll fish for the 20. And there it is! And without even having to roll dice, I'm pretty
Nice.
sure that just smashes. Yeah, for sure. Big time. So Tully
Poor
jumps out
goblin.
of the bushes, smashes this goblin in the face, and has revealed herself. And that will move to Sindel, who will move up a little bit and take a shot at this goblin, who Rain is already wounded. And this goblin, who Rain is also already wounded. And first shot will hit. Second shot will hit. 20 and a 17. So yeah, both goblins that she manages to fire shots off at. Again, same as before with the other one, or the other 3 that she's killed. Skewers them right between the eyes, and they drop dead. And Night Piercer, it is your turn.
Alright, are there currently any goblins that have been wounded that are still alive?
No, all the goblins that are still on the board are fresh.
Bummer. Alright, in that case... I'll first attempt to cross the riverbank, how about that? So,
Okay.
it's 15 feet or 20 feet of movement, I think, to get over here. Right behind Fluffer Huggins. And do I need to roll something for that, or does that just happen?
I would say with your nat 20 on your last acrobatics check, now you're good.
Alright, so with steady,
Fluffer Huggins
with a steady step.
gently brushes his tail. Just to let you know that he knows that you're there.
Very cute. And I'll outstretch one palm and toll the dead on the closest goblin to us. So this one?
That one? Yep.
I think that's in range. It's just in range, yeah?
I would say so.
So that's a wisdom save. What's the DC on that? 15.
Well, I know a 3 is not going to beat it, so you get
Unfortunately, no.
get full damage.
And full damage I get as it's 16. I've been rolling full damage for the past 4 attacks. That's pretty crazy.
Damn, yeah. Basically, this poor little goblin just splits in half.
Jesus Christ, Rain.
And he is dead. What else you want to do?
Oh, right. No, that's my turn.
You can hide in the bushes, you still have the movement.
I think I need to take an action for that, right?
But I mean, you can take the somewhat cover.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I would say.
How much cover? How much cover can I get?
Let's say half.
Okay. Cool.
So another +2 to your AC.
Nice.
Alrighty. Well, since they're shooting at us, I'm gonna... Can I hide behind one of the stones? Are there, like, any...
So basically, this right here, you're kind of almost going down a slope. If you wanted to try to hide behind a stone, you'd have to actually get into the riverbed and kind of move over this way. But you'd have to make a athletics check to move through the soft mud.
So there is mud.
Yes.
Alright. And I can also retreat to hide in the bushes, right?
You would have to back up, but yeah, you could go into somewhere over here. If you really wanted to.
How much do I have in between? Yeah, I would rather hide in the bushes to get whatever cover I can get.
Okay.
And I will order Fluffer Huggins to shoot.
Okay, I'm guessing.
And yep.
Alright. Go for it.
And he shoots.
Oh. So no, he spits out his little bit of fire and it coasts right past the goblin and hits somewhere in the bushes over here. It begins to start catching the bushes on fire.
Oh god, that's not good.
Oh well. It worked out in the end. They can run from the fire. Fluffer Huggins is gonna run towards the bushes to hide a little bit. He will try to find the area where to land where it's a little bit of the clearing and yet a little bit of the coverage, so I assume somewhere here.
Okay.
And can I try to stealth myself to hide in the bushes over
You
there?
didn't use your action for anything, so yeah.
Alrighty. Let's try to stealth.
Okay. With a 12, you feel like you're fairly hidden, but not 100% sure.
I mean, I'm far away. And I'm in the bushes.
Correct.
I take whatever I can get.
30. Okay. So yeah.
And that's my turn?
Alrighty. So the goblins' turn. A few of these goblins who were very close to where Fluffer Huggins started setting the woods on fire are going to scramble forward. 5. And before they begin to make their exodus, a few of these are going to take pot shots at Tali.
Oh no.
So this one won't be able to. I would say 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll say 4 of them can.
So quick to turn on one of their own.
I mean, she just smacked
pancake.
one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
She started it, to be fair, yeah.
Alright, what is Tali's AC? 16. Okay, so 2 of the shots hit. For an 8. And an 8. Okay, so both max damage, but I would say Tali would probably have raged last turn. So we'll just say 8 damage. And the 2 that cannot fire are going to retreat off of the map. And Tali would be up. Tali is raging. Tali is going to smash with Warhammer. And the first one gets hit with a 22. Actually, that would have been a 10. So 6 damage
Oh, well.
to it. And second attack. Ooh, is going to nat 1. And as Tali brings down her Warhammer to finish off this goblin, she slips a little bit in the wet ground and manages to catch herself, but that will finish up her turn. And Sindel, seeing the wounded goblin, will fire 1 shot at this one and 1 shot at that one. So, ooh, she's going to miss the first shot, and nat 20 on the second shot. So, 2.
She really does not want to help.
So, yep, this one. There we go. winds up getting skewered. And completely whiffed
Oh,
on the one
boy.
in front of Tali.
Well, at least she didn't hit Tally.
It is your turn.
Can we do a quick fire check? Is it a particularly dry and windy day today?
I would say that it's not necessarily windy, but it is in the drier part of the season, which is why the river's lower.
Does the fire appear to be spreading quickly?
Not at the moment. Right now, it's kind of engulfed about a 5-foot cube, but
Okay.
untended to could potentially spread further.
Okay. Rain will... Let's see. How far away am I from this guy? It's 50 feet. Alright, it's just gonna be another wisdom saving throw for that one that I just pointed at. As I told the dad, and that one is injured, if I remember correctly.
As long as you don't roll a 1, actually you could even roll a 1 and it wouldn't matter, so we'll say that, yeah,
It's a 9.
he gets persuaded.
Alright. And where can I move up to while still maintaining that half cover?
You can move up to right behind Sentinel. That would be
And
where you need to go.
and with my blade singing movement I can do that.
Alright.
And that's my turn.
And Kara. It's your turn.
Or Huggins is just gonna shoot the whatever remaining
From inside.
goblin
bushes.
there is.
I would say if he's inside the bushes, you would have to do it at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. I mean, he can run.
About.
He can run out a little bit. Maybe a little bit forward too. Maybe over here.
Okay.
How much it was?
Yeah.
20. Yeah. And he's gonna shoot. Shooty shoot.
Alright, nat 20.
Oh,
Are you aiming
yes.
at this one or this one?
The Wraith one.
Right, so yeah, with that, the goblin is no longer almost completely turns to ash.
Hell yes. And Fluffer Huggins is gonna try and hide again. Just in case, because he's really hurt. And I value my time with Fluffer Huggins. He can move here. And what can I do from my bush?
Not a whole lot. You would have to come out from the bush.
Yes. That's something I'm not gonna do.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna prepare a dash action in case.
Okay.
I guess in case I see Tally get hit.
Okay. Sounds good.
And that's gonna be my turn.
On to the last goblin. You can see after seeing one of his brethren hit by Sindel, he is going to take a shot at her. No, it does not. So the goblin fires his arrow, and Rain, you think it's aimed for you, but Sindul's armor deflects it, and it narrowly avoids hitting both of you. And the goblin begins to run through the bushes away. And bring us back up to Tali. Tali can close that gap easily. Tali's gonna take 2 swings. Yeah, with the extra cover, Tali still smashes the last remaining goblin. And as the last resounding thud of the goblin smacks and splatters across the ground, you see a curious sight as a small halfling girl riding a very large raccoon comes from down the path, clutching a giant egg in her hand. And Sindel looks up at her and looks up and scrapes a little goblin blood off her cheek. She says, "Well, I guess you're lucky I was in the neighborhood." She nods at all of you and says, not bad for a couple of rookies. But now, we must celebrate. Drinks on me at the Buzzing Bee. And that is where we will leave tonight's episode.